106 miles to Chicago. We got a full tank of gas, half a pack of cigarettes. It's dark, and we're wearing sunglasses. Hit it.
Wednesday, June 5th. I'm your friend Gabe Al-Taib. This is Double Impact, and we're going to have a good one tonight. More Bruce Lee for you. This is the Big Boss. First of all, let me bring in my co-host, the man himself, the Midnight Lover, Jericho Green. How you doing, buddy?
What's up there, cocksuckers? I'm doing
like
great,
a big
man.
Boss with that cigar.
Right? Doing great, man. Excited about this movie. Our third Bruce Lee movie. And this one, the last one was called Fist of Fury. This one's called The Big Boss, parenthesis, Fists of Fury.
Right.
1971, Southeast Asia. He comes there, a man of peace. He leaves there in handcuffs. I'll leave it to you I'll leave it at that. Great movie. Reminds me of my childhood. I knew 98% of the dialogue of this movie, again, because I've seen it so many times.
Oh, this is unrelated, but the poll only gives you 4 choices. So I put pretty common things and then one that I really like.
A burrito?
Best Mexican food: taco, burrito, enchilada, and mole. I love chicken mole.
Gross.
But, you can throw tamales on there, chimichangas, all kinds of stuff.
Also gross.
But I wanted to just address something, because you and I have argued. You've been very incorrect that you have better Mexican food in Northern California, which is laughable joke.
Which is true.
I hear literally San Diego literally touches Mexico on the border. We have much better Mexican food.
Means nothing.
And to slam dunk on you like Shaq in the 96 All-Star game on David Robinson.
Dang.
That was a legendary dunk.
That was bad.
Yelp rated a taco shop in San Diego as the best taco shop in the entire United States.
Ooh, the authority, Yelp.
Hey, what do you got? If Yelp is so low, imagine the restaurants by you don't even have that. You don't even have the low.
We don't need
Yelp.
it.
So
we need
less
it.
than Yelp.
We don't need it. There's all the long lines out the door. Is Yelp enough? Why don't you guys Yelp on this?
Sorry, I win again. This is just like chunky peanut butter.
No, you're the one who counts the votes, and you're saying that you win every time. Sound familiar, guys?
He was a leader of renown. He said, it doesn't matter who votes. It matters who counts the votes.
Damn right.
So I win again.
There you go. There you go, people. I thought we were in 2024, not 2020. You see how it goes around. Whatever. I'm fine. I know I'm right. I don't need any exterior validation. I'm secure in who I am. And I know that we have the best Mexican food up here.
None the Miser says he likes fried chupacabra.
Nice and tender. Hard to catch one though.
Look at
Good
this.
luck.
Look at this. Creamy Jif PB full stop. That's not
Full
even
stop.
peanut butter.
Tell him, girl.
That's motor oil. Take your Jif PB and read the back of it and see if you're eating
No.
peanut butter.
You're just mad because it's
Because
smooth.
you're not.
And nobody
not.
likes fucking chunky peanut butter.
Let me some steak tacos.
Oh, hell yeah.
I went down to Tacos El Frank, which is Michelin star. It doesn't have a Michelin star, but I think it's like nominated for 2024. It's in Tijuana. I went there last Thursday, and very good. I got a al pastor, which is the marinated pork in the red marinating and the pineapple juice.
Pineapple.
I got the carne asada, and I got cabeza. Now, a lot of places I go to for cabeza means head. So
it's a family show.
It's the cheek meat, and it's the meat from the head. You know, they boil the head and pull the meat off. It's really tender, beefy meat. But they put a little brain in it, and I'm like, nope. I sent it back. It was an accident. I guess on the cutting board, there was a brain taco that someone else had ordered. And I looked at it. There was something kind of cottage cheesy, like white chunky. And I'm like, I told the guy, ¿es sesos? Sesos is brains in Spanish. And he's like, no. And I held it up to him, and he's all, oh. And he took it and got me another one.
Oh, what a nice guy. Well, anytime you're ordering a head meat taco, you could get some brains in there because that's what you keep it.
Yeah. So there was a little bit of brain in that one. Didn't try it. Don't want to try brain. No thank you.
It would have made you smarter. You should have ate some of it.
Oh. But Tacos El Frank in Tijuana was pretty good.
Tacos El Frank. Speaking of carne asada tacos, I told you this, and because your mouth is defective and you don't like seafood,
not defective.
You didn't agree with it. You didn't agree with it. But all of you people out there, if you ever have a carne asada burrito, ask for camarones, kind of surf and turf burrito. I'm telling you, Gabe, you don't know. You don't want to go to the mountaintop.
Inside of a damn taco.
You don't want to go to the mountaintop. You want to stay at base camp. I'm trying to take these people up to the peak. So if you want to come to the mountaintop with me,
you have shrimp with creamy peanut butter.
No, if you want to come to the mountaintop with me and experience the glory of a surf and turf burrito, then come on. If you want to stay down there at base camp with Gabe, where it's nice and safe and there's a fire and cocoa, you fucking stay down there. All right? I got greatness. If you want it, follow me. Surf and turf burritos. That's it.
So you're proud that you eat these things?
Not in that condition.
Oh, you pull of course shit intestine thing out of there?
Don't you? When you remove the shiza from your food, that's like me taking a big old piece of leather and wrapping your foot in it and calling it a Nike. It needs to go through a process. No. After it goes through the process of being cleaned and cooked, chopping that little head off,
you like the legs. Gross. You like
it's delicious.
Gross. You like
it's delicious.
You did. Hey, let's be real here. You seafood lovers.
Gabe.
You ate your boogers in first grade, didn't you?
Gabe. Hey, there's a time limit on that. Eat your boogers at 6. Cool. Eat your boogers at 26.
I never ate boogers. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, you did.
What was up with the kid eating boogers in like kindergarten, first grade? What's going on with that guy?
Do you want me to tell you an extremely disgusting story, or you want to skip it?
Let's do it. It's the dinner hour. People are watching.
Oh, this is one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen in my life, and I've seen some bad stuff, people.
All right.
This is top 3.
Okay.
So I won't use any names, but somebody I know had a son, and when he was about 6 years old, he's sitting there and not thinking anybody's looking. I look over, and he digs in his nose and pulls out the biggest, bloodiest booger I've ever seen.
It's like the golden raisins at Sprouts. You know how they're like kind of summer red.
Yeah, it was like a jumbo golden raisin out of his nose, green, mostly red. And he put it in his mouth and ate it. I should have asked him to leave. I should have made his family pack their belongings, Beverly Hills style, and get up out of here. But I didn't. But I was like, are you serious? Did you just eat that? It was so disgusting. So disgusting.
Boogers became president. That's true.
That's true. But the only difference is Biden ate other people's boogers. That's where it went sideways. That's where I was like, all right, man. That's enough. You know? Or was that a stab at Bush? It could go either way.
Maybe they eat each other's boogers. Who knows?
Maybe they trade them like baseball.
What about full-grown adults at the red light picking their nose up to the second knuckle? What's going on? You can't pick your nose as adult. You can pick your nose. I'll allow it to like second grade, maybe third grade. You cannot pick your nose once you grow and like adults tell you, hey, that's disgusting. Get a tissue.
Well, yeah, if you're using a tissue.
At the red light, and you're looking like, ooh.
If I were King Jericho, that would be $25 fine.
Yeah,
like you should have to roll your window on. You should have
a real
to
booger lover could afford that though.
For your first offense, it's $25. But yeah, you gotta roll your window down.
Small price to pay.
Yeah, you're into it, but you're gonna have to crack your window and allow me to slide that citation in there.
Do you stare at the red light? Do you stare at the booger, the nose picker until they see you, or do you feel sorry for them and you look away?
I'm just disgusted, but I will look over, and if I'm with anybody, I'll point it out. But I can't. That's disgusting.
I feel sorry for them and I look away. I don't want them to see me seeing them. I feel ashamed for them.
But do they have shame? Or do you think it's like when a dog's taking a shit, that look that they give you?
They look right at you.
Come on, man. Don't stare at me while you're shitting.
Oh, goodness. How do we get into this horrible conversation? Oh, because you were saying you like to eat shrimp. That's right. And I equate eating shrimp with eating boogers, by the way.
That's fine. Equate all you want, base camp.
I would.
But I'm going to the top. I'm going to the summit.
I would eat shrimp. I do eat a piece of shrimp. I haven't been there in years. But Benihana's, right? The teppanyaki where the chef cooks for you on the hot table.
Terrible.
Right?
Yeah, terrible.
And they make some appetizer shrimp. And they hand it out to all the people eating. I'll eat one while the chef is looking at me so I don't hurt his feelings. And I give the rest to my wife and kids. I don't want to be like, he gives it to me and I just like, oh, get this out of my face.
Well, you don't have to do that. You can just hand it to your wife.
I don't know.
And he'll understand that you don't like it.
I feel like I can eat a small piece of it so he feels good about his work or something.
So you're okay with occasionally eating a booger?
A piece of shrimp.
No, let the record show that you just equated eating shrimp to eating boogers.
Read back the testimony of the witness, Your Honor.
Stenographer, get on it. And you just said you ate a piece of it. Ergo,
to save his
piece of a booger.
You wouldn't do that to save someone's feelings?
Hell no. If it's something I don't like if somebody handed me something with shredded coconut on it, I would hand it to somebody. There's no way in the world I'd eat.
You don't like shredded coconut?
No. I like coconut flavored stuff, but just the texture of coconut disgusts me.
Oh, that's the fun of the shredded coconut is the flavor.
German chocolate cake.
Oh,
I have no problem passing it up.
You ever had school bread?
School bread?
It's Swedish or Danish or so. They have it at Disney World.
Is there coconut on it or in it?
On top, yes.
No thing. I would never eat that shit.
It's like the consistency of like a bagel. Imagine that, but a little softer than a bagel. And then I'll show it to you. It's like a bagel, sort of, but not as chewy, filled with delicious, like a vanilla custard or just a plain custard with a little bit of toasted coconut on top. It's delish.
I wouldn't care if it was filled with vagina. I would not eat it because coconut is disgusting.
All right. Well,
let's take that. It's right up there with liver. I'll never eat liver.
I've had a piece of liver. I had a bite of liver to taste it once. It was bad, but it wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought it would be the worst food on earth. And it was just like,
it's up there.
Like metallic-y, bloody. I don't know.
No thanks. It's like if you took a piece of gum and dropped it in the sand and then put it back in your mouth. It's grainy, chewy, tastes like blood. No thanks.
I wanted to say something real quick, guys. I got this yesterday. I forgot I ordered it a few months back. The Back to the Future trilogy, 4K Ultra HD. So I still haven't opened it yet. It came yesterday. So I'm very excited to check that out. It has hours and hours of bonus features.
When are you going to watch it?
I don't know. I'm going to have to buy a Blu-ray player.
There we go.
We were having this discussion before the show. I don't own a Blu-ray player. I don't.
But you own Blu-rays.
I do. Well, I told you, and I'll tell the audience, I don't own a Blu-ray player because I keep thinking I'm going to buy a PlayStation 5 or the newest Xbox, but I don't play video games. I can't play. I can play them, but I don't want to because it's a big waste of time. And but I don't want to just buy a Blu-ray player. I want to get something that has video game and the thing. So I've been going back and forth on this for about 3-4 years. So I don't currently have a Blu-ray player.
Wait a minute. I just want to understand this for the audience. You have multiple Blu-rays and DVDs.
Yeah. Yes.
How can you put a number on it?
Not many. 20.
Okay. 20. You have 20 Blu-rays / DVDs.
Yeah.
You don't want just a Blu-ray player.
Right.
You want something with the option to play a video game.
Sure. I think it'd be, for the money, it'd be worth it, right?
But you don't want to play video games.
No, big waste of time. Too busy writing, drawing. Takes a lot of time.
So why not Why not buy just the Blu-ray player and you don't have that stupid
Because
video
here's
game?
why. If I just buy a Blu-ray player and then I eventually buy a PlayStation, what do I do with the Blu-ray player?
But you don't like playing video games, so why would you buy a PlayStation?
I just feel like I should have one at my house, right? I don't know.
No.
It just feels like a microwave. It feels like something you're supposed to have.
But you don't want it.
No, I don't want to play games. No, it's a waste of time.
There you have it, people. There you have it.
See, Kara, she's saying, yeah, get the PS4. I guess I could go back to 2009 and get a PS4, right?
Why? You don't want to?
No, I don't. I'm not a PlayStation guy. I'm a Nintendo guy and an Xbox guy. I never liked the PlayStation. There's always
the Xbox can play them too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have time for this shit. Every once in a while, I see a video game that looks like I'll love it, and then I just don't buy it.
Adrian, I know you're listening. Buy this.
No. Father's
Get it-
Day's coming
get
up.
it
Don't
out of
waste
here.
the money on this shit.
Get it off the list, Adrian.
No, I did buy a
Sometimes-
Nintendo Switch like a year and a half ago, and I did like playing the new Zelda on that, and I did play that a lot.
Sometimes our wives know what we need more than we do. Adrian, get the damn Xbox for him so he can stop. So we can now have a year 5.
Man, how much is just a Blu-ray player? Like if you go to Amazon, are they like $100 now just a standalone?
It's cheaper than a damn Xbox or
Let
PS5.
me see. Blu-ray.
For sure. Those things got to
Blu-ray
be free.
player. $150 for a Sony. $89 for a I don't know what brand this is. 88, 80, 82, 89.
So if you want to go bouge with a Sony, it's $150.
I should probably just buy the Blu-ray player already and get it over with.
You should.
I
If you
definitely
bought it
should buy
here-
a PlayStation 5 or the new Xbox because they are 4 or 5 years old. They're going to make a new one, right? Like there's going to be a PlayStation
course.
6 any minute now.
Yeah.
So
But I'm sure the PS5 will be just as good. But if you were to purchase it here on the show, that would be quite a milestone for you, Gabe, that our viewers could witness.
there's
I'm
something
just-
I like about wanting to buy it for years on end and never making the decision.
Oh,
I think
I wonder
because
what that is.
I think my life is so structured and I do everything I'm supposed to do all the time. It's kind of nice to just give a middle finger to something I know I should do once in a while. This is how
Maybe
I
that's
cut loose.
it.
I don't drink. I don't do drugs. I don't speed down the highway. I don't cheat on my taxes. This is how I rebel by not doing some simple thing I know I probably should just do.
Well, don't you need like a taller ladder too?
I do need a taller ladder. My
See?
beautiful wife bought me a 6-foot ladder because we just bought our house 10 years ago, 2014. And I said, we own a home now. We need garden tools. We need this. We need that. We need a ladder. So she ran to Home Depot and got a ladder. And she came back with a beautiful aluminum and fiberglass ladder that is 6 feet tall. I am 6'4". And I've asked her for a decade, why did you buy a ladder that I am taller than? I want a ladder that's taller than me at least. And I won't buy a new one. I won't.
Well, buy the DVD player, and then you still have the ladder in your back pocket up your sleeve. So that way you still get your rebellion.
Yeah, I don't know. I do
Or
want
buy the ladder.
I need an 8 or 10 foot ladder. My ladder's just tall enough where it's a little risky to hang my Christmas lights.
So you don't want to do that.
High on it,
You don't want to do that. We can't be taking 1-story spills onto the
Ugh.
front yard or the driveway. That's catastrophic, Gabe.
You know what? Here's another secret shame I have. I put my Christmas lights up. I don't take them down.
Mm.
I always see them when I go for a walk outside. I'm like, damn, I need to take those down. And they stay up 2-3 years until they wear out and get bleached from the sun. Then I finally replace them like every 2-3 years.
You're such a badass, Gabe.
I'm a bad boy, huh? I go against the grain. I don't follow the
Such
rules,
a bad
Jericho.
boy.
That's why my wife married me. I'm a bad boy. I leave the Christmas lights up.
She's like, what? You leave them up till they fade? Yeah, baby.
That's right.
Yeah, baby.
That's right, guys.
Wow, man.
That's right.
Um,
Easy lady.
Now you're the I don't take my Christmas lights down all year guy. And some people feel
It's tacky.
very
But
seriously
they're
about that.
small. They're the small kind, So,
Size doesn't matter, no matter what the ladies say.
and I did buy the kind with the white wire, so you can't really see them on the white trim of the house.
You can see them.
You're right. Now, do you love to put the Christmas lights up? Because I love doing that. I don't like.
Oh,
taking them
yeah.
down.
Yeah, I love putting the
putting them
lights up, man. December 1st, they're up. That's the rule in our house. Tree goes up December 1st,
Okay.
lights go up.
I put mine up day after Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving afternoon if I'm not doing anything. I don't.
Yeah,
and I don't take them down. I take them down 3 years later.
That's where we have a problem. But Thanksgiving or after, I respect that. I'm just saying it in my home, December 1st.
How long do you run them? I flick them on Thanksgiving night or the day after, and I don't turn them off till like after New Year. How long do you?
We turn them on in the evening, but we turn them off in the morning.
No, like what date on the calendar do you finally turn them off? Because I hate to turn them off. I love.
January 2nd.
Okay.
New Year's Day. After that, we're done.
Okay.
We're done.
Yeah.
I'm a fireworks only on the 4th of July kind of guy.
Oh,
anything
really?
Before or after, I should be able to give you 5 lashings with a car antenna on the back of your legs.
There's someone in my neighborhood that does a firework like once a month, and just one big one. You just hear, just every once in a while, you just hear one. I don't know what they're up to.
That's 5 lashings in your calves per firework. That's ridiculous. 4th of July, let it rip. From the midnight, 4th of July, let it rip.
Now, up where you live, here in California, and I assume where you live, it's all pretty much illegal. Do you go to Nevada or anything? Or
you can get sparklers here in California. Anything that goes up in the air is illegal in California. Right. As GAY as that sounds. I've never had to go across the border, so to speak, but I know people who do. And of course, I don't purchase those fireworks from them because I don't want to perpetuate the danger of having airborne fireworks in the state of California. But I know people who do.
Did you hear on the news? It was 10 or 11 years ago. San Diego has a huge fireworks display, and they do it up the coast. So they'll do one down by like past Coronado. They'll do it in front of SeaWorld, and they'll do another one. They do like 3 or 4 fireworks shows simultaneously. The city pays for it, and they're the exact same program. So at the same time, they're firing the same fireworks, and you can kind of see one from the other, but not really. But 10 years ago, whoever programmed it did it wrong. And at all 4 places, all of the fireworks, it's a half-hour fireworks show, fired in 1 second.
Yeah, I saw that. That was amazing. That shit was amazing. I love that.
Yeah, that was something. Let me see.
I love that. I love when they say you're not supposed to have any fireworks to go up in the air, and then you see that drone footage, over LA or San Diego, and it's just boom, boom, boom. Everybody's doing it. I love that shit.
Right.
And I love the world's largest firework.
Let's see this here.
Yeah, that shit's amazing.
Fireworks fiasco as whole show blows up. This is a half-hour fireworks show. I remember seeing this from my house. It was like,
that is beautiful, man.
Like, that was weird. It was just big explosion. Then it was all red. Then it was all smoke, and then it was over.
Yeah. So last night in San Diego, just a little too soon. 500,000 spectators felt a little bit cheated because officials said a technical glitch set off the fireworks at the Big Bay Boom all at once. The entire show was over.
You see how there's 3 fireworks shows. Those are miles apart, those things. So people go sit at the beach and hang out all day. They stake out a spot. Mommy, are the fireworks coming? And then it's all ruined because some diversity hires like, how do you program this thing?
Actually, I'm
15 seconds. Whoops.
Yeah. We'll try again next year.
Welcome back to CBS This Morning.
That sucks. You got to look at one more, Gabe. World's largest firework. Like, it goes up for a few seconds. Boom. The whole sky turns red. And then, it's only like a few seconds long, but it is like daytime. It's like turns everywhere into daytime. That's how big it is. I love it.
I think this might be it here. Let me see.
If somebody shot that over a neighborhood, like that everybody's car alarm would go off. Everybody would be deaf. It's huge. It goes.
Whoa.
Shit. That's like the sun.
Damn.
That shit was crazy. Wow, Thank you.
Holy
Thank
shit.
you.
That was up in ski country there in Colorado. That was in Steamboat Springs. Oh, goodness. Brandon. Hail, Brandon. How you doing, buddy?
What's going on, Brandon?
Yun Shakudama. What does Yun Shakudama mean? Is that the big firework? Did it have a name?
Maybe. None the miser would know.
He would. Oh, goodness.
He would know.
So it's hot up there where you live, Northern California. It's still perfect here in Southern California, America's finest city, San Diego.
I would say it's hot as fuck where I live. It's 101 degrees right now.
Oh, let me go. I saw in the San Diego news last night that we're gonna have a heat wave that would peak tomorrow. It's gonna hit. Oh, it's gonna peak Friday. 76 degrees.
Oh,
that's the heat wave.
Stay inside. Close your windows.
Stay hydrated. Make sure you
blow the dust off your air conditioning unit. Yeah. Gabe, just to put it in perspective.
Yes.
At 2 o'clock in the morning, it's going to be 77 degrees here.
Boo.
So yeah, if the sun had a taint, I'm in it. 6 a.m. at sunrise, it's going to be 68 degrees.
Now, is this normal for where you live? The very beginning
for this time of year? Hell yeah.
Damn, you don't.
Hell yes.
How long does the heat go? Till beginning of September, huh?
Till October.
Oh God.
Just real quick. Today's 103. Tomorrow's 104. Friday 98. Saturday 92. Okay, Sunday 95. Monday 101 and Tuesday 105.
105. The heat.
That's right. Yeah, it's hot. Yeah.
Here's the worst part about a hot spell. Where am I from? Georgia? A hot spell? What the hell am I talking about?
You want some sweet tea?
Here's the worst part of it: when it's hot weather and it's hot, like when you wake up. It's like, could you give us like a cool morning before it gets hot at lunch or the afternoon? But it's already like working, and it's like 8:30 in the morning. It's already kind of warm.
You can feel it. You feel it. You know when it's going to be a hot day. Ugh. My daughter walked out of the house this morning at 7:30. She's like, "It's hot out here already." Yeah.
Oh. Yep. Yeah, I don't have air conditioning in my house. I don't need it.
Yeah, you don't need it. When I lived in the Monterey Bay area, maybe 3-4 times you need your AC all year. Maybe, but it's usually nothing a roll down window can't handle.
See, it is expensive to live here, but I'm very glad because the weather is, as everyone knows, as I constantly brag about, perfect.
You guys have no idea how expensive it is to live here. But I don't know about you, but we went to the Salinas Valley where we used to live, and gas was, say, between $4.65 to low $5.
Bidenomics.
For where I live, it's dropped to $4.25. So, haha.
It's like $4.60, $4.70 here. Very serious thing here. Brandon is a big fan of the show. He's in the whole independent comic space. He's a huge fan, a huge supporter. We love Brandon, and I saw on Twitter, and I didn't want to bring it up, Brandon, because I didn't know if you wanted to bring it up. Unfortunately, his mother passed away. So 2 days of dealing with funeral planning for his mother. Double impact is like Oasis and There's Life. I hope we can bring a smile to your face. I definitely say a prayer for your beautiful mom and your family, man. You've done a great thing being by her side the whole time. Very sad, and heart goes out to you, buddy. So I don't know what else to say, man. It's very you should feel proud. You know, you were by her side the whole time like that. So very, very, very good. A good son. Good thing to see, Brandon. Proud of you, buddy.
Yeah, and to plan that, you know, that takes a huge load off the family. And I've buried a parent, so I get it, man. I understand, and appreciate you still being here. You know, through what's going on. Thank you.
Yeah, let us try to entertain you. We will try to.
We'll do
there's some funny stuff in Big Boss. I think Big Boss has got some real funny things in it.
Yeah, I think it's definitely the silliest one. Hey, hold on. Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I got a new remote for my camera, so I'm just trying it out.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, man, this one, especially toward the end, there's a really, really silly part that involves.
I have so many questions. The birds in the cage.
I think I might have answers. I hope I do.
Okay. That redheaded gal with the freckles or the tattoo on her chest.
Who knows, man? The
A lot of
The
stuff.
German Shepherd, the final fight, the fight at the ice factory, the cocaine, the dead bodies at the ice factory.
I got a hilarious picture of the person in the ice. He tastes the drugs, which is always a thing.
Oh yeah.
You
can't just
gotta
believe
taste
that it's
dangerous drugs. No, you don't, YouTube. No, you don't. Never do that.
You don't believe that it's coke. You gotta get your pinky in there. And the ice scene, everything at the ice factory was crazy. The necklace, all kinds of shit. But the sad part of the movie, I'll call it that. The really sad part of the movie, that was pretty crazy. Because he has that scene with his cousin and all that stuff. So, right. But there's a real, and we'll get to that scene, but there's a real drop off with the quality of fighting when it's not Bruce Lee.
I started watching the wrong movie. I got like a half hour in. I'm like, I don't remember any of this. I wrote in Chinese Connection too, because isn't that the other name for this movie?
But see, that one's Fist of Fury. This one's Fists of Fury. That's what we're
right. So this is Fists of Fury and the Big Boss. It is not Chinese Connection 2. I get a half hour into Chinese Connection 2. I'm like, I don't remember any of this. It was a completely different movie. Like same era and all that. Yeah. I have a suspicion that the Fist of Fury, the Chinese Connection, was named after the French Connection. And I think it is because the French Connection, which is outstanding with Gene Hackman and Roy Scheider, came out 1 year before the Chinese Connection. So that's a hell of a coincidence if they named it that way.
Yeah, that's probably not a coinkydink. Was there any, I haven't seen the French Connection, but was there any disguises and costumes, people dressing up, trying to not be detected?
Not so much disguises, but police tailing people, like using coordinated, like I'll walk down this avenue, you pretend to read at this newsstand, and you go here and buy a coffee, and we're just following the bad guy all around New York and the subways. And it's really fun. It's actually really like engaging stuff. I really liked it. So, and then it has a chase scene in it. Gene Hackman commandeers a car from a citizen, and he's racing in this car under an elevated train in New York that the sniper guy's trying to get away on. And it's like edge of your seat, grip the armrests. It's so good. It's so exciting. Cool. It's such a good chase scene. And it's long. It's like 8 or 10 minutes long. And I'm watching it and watching. It's crazier and crazier and crazier. And my wife's on the other couch, like, your wife always falls asleep watching a movie.
Every time.
She's like half asleep. And I turn to her and go, honey. She's like, I'm like, this is insane.
This is insane, man. Isn't this cool, man?
Yeah, Robbie 13, not to be confused with Robbie 14.
No, he's an asshole.
Yeah. Oh, and None the Miser says that the gratuitous use of the word spook. I didn't. They use that.
Hey.
Oh,
it's not nice.
That is not a nice thing to say.
It's not nice at all.
No.
I'm offended. I'm out of here. Goodbye.
So, Fists of Fury,
is
not related to Fist of Fury in any way, shape, or form.
Not in the least.
No, just by the name of it, it is. But everything else, no. Different character, different time period. Like
this one's present day. The other one,
right? Because Fist of Fury was in the 30s
during the Japanese occupation, 1938.
Right. Yeah, because I started watching the Chinese Connection too, and it was about the 30s and Japanese occupation. And I'm like, I've seen The Big Boss. None of this was in The Big Boss.
This ain't it.
I thought maybe I didn't remember the first 20 minutes of The Big Boss, and I was like, what the hell's going on? So it was very confusing. All right, The Big Boss.
Dun dun dun.
So The Big Boss starts with a bunch of it does have like what is it? It starts off.
It's him and his uncle.
Right. He's coming to. Now, where is he coming from? I didn't catch that. He's coming to be with like relatives, his uncle.
He's coming from China.
Right.
And he's coming, to be with his relatives, to get work and stuff, work at the ice factory with them. And that's his uncle, old man, who's kind of letting him, filling him in. I got you a job at the ice factory. So now, this is deep Double Impact lore, because in Double Impact, one thing we love about action movies is the element factories. Yeah.
You go to a lava factory, a spark factory, a fire factory, a steam factory. We've never been to an ice factory on Double Impact yet. So this is breaking new ground.
This is, and you never forget your first.
Right. Have you ever been to a spark factory?
No, but they
when I was
usually.
a kid, we went on a field trip to a spark factory. It was crazy.
That must have been cool.
Well, they gave us all free sparks when we left.
Just took them home in the bus. Everybody has sparks. Yeah, but the cool thing about it, if you go to the spark factory, the steam factory is right next door. The molten metal factory is right next door to that. So that's cool. And all of that is right next door to an abandoned warehouse.
Right.
So that's cool.
Well, you got to store all that steam and sparks somewhere.
Well, yeah, you can't keep it where you can't keep all that stuff near the molten lava, the molten metal. And then all of that is directly across the street from the main character's loft with brick walls and like 5,000 square feet.
And down the street is the strip bar where the girl, the stripper with the heart of gold, where she works.
Yeah.
You know,
and she's his informant.
And she's a runaway. She is a runaway from Ohio. Now they're in New York, you know.
And you know why? Do you know why he goes down there and she gives him information? Because one time her boyfriend was punching her, kicking her around. He showed up, knocked the boyfriend's teeth out and everything. So he checks in on her. How's your mom? You know, is she better? Is her heart doing good? So it's a really nice. I don't want to get too into it, but it's a really nice relationship.
Yeah. Yeah. So this is we should draw a map of Action Town. You know what I mean?
It would be very exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
I think I might do that just as an art project for myself. Just draw a map of Action Town. That'd be fun.
But
you take all the awesome locales from all these movies
that we all remember. Town. Yeah, but here's the thing: all that stuff's close by, but you got to go clear across town to get to the bad guy's lair.
Oh, he lives on the hill in the mansion.
Yeah, and it's always guys in all black. And the shop where they get their clothes is at the base of that hill, where they all get their all black clothes. But it's a long drive, but along the way, you have the neighborhood hot dog stand who's known the good guy since he was a kid.
Right.
And he still goes there for
there he goes again.
Yeah, and hey, Sal. You know, they're really cool. And while you're down there, you get your hot dog, go across the street, get some kind of dog, a golden retriever, something like that, a dog, that you allow to eat dog treats out of your mouth. You like put them in your mouth and the dog bites it. And you can bring you a beer from the fridge. It's a beautiful town.
It is. It is. It really is.
Beautiful town.
Yeah. The weird thing is how far the docks are from all the element factories. You'd think they'd put them next to each other for ease of loading and unloading. No. But for whatever the fire, steam, spark, molten lava factory, those are very far from the docks.
Well, one thing that is close to the docks are the guys who go, "Oh, hey, watch out!" when they drive down the street.
Oh my goodness!
But that's that's a day trip. It's a long ways away. But those guys are really cool, and a lot of those guys used to work at the muscle car factory.
Oh,
that they're going to mess up for sure. By the end of the movie.
Oh goodness.
Mm-hmm.
So, he gets off the boat.
You better draw Action Town.
Oh, I have to draw Action Town. Well, I got a lot of books I'm working on, right? I'm working on
real quick. Just like I'm saying it's like 20 minutes. Just do a just a little sketch.
A rough drawing of Action Town.
Yeah,
I could do it for next year. I don't think I could do it and run the show at the same time.
No, not right now, but at some point, maybe before next week, if you could squeeze in the time.
We'll try it. We'll try and draw Action Town. That'd be hilarious.
That'd be so funny.
Oh shit. So he comes to visit.
Yeah,
he comes all the way from Cleveland, Ohio. I don't know where the hell he came from. He comes to visit his uncle over here to get a job at the ice factory because he got fired from the steam and spark factory. They caught him stealing sparks. That's the truth. I didn't want to say it. That was the truth.
Yeah, and everybody knows you not one spark.
I talked to him. He wasn't stealing them. He was holding them for a friend that was stealing them, and the friend told him that he paid for them, and it was a whole thing. And he took the fall for his buddy. He took the fall for his buddy. So.
But then he'd go have a heart-to-heart with his buddy, and his buddy came clean in like 20 minutes. That was
his buddy's addicted to sparks.
Hey, what's it?
I just need another spark, man. I just need a few more sparks, man.
Well, he grabbed his gym bag off the bench, and some sparks fell out.
Right.
And then he picked it up. Was like, "What are these, man?" And then the coach came around the corner. Hey, you doing sparks? And so to not get his buddy in trouble, he's like, yeah. And he looks at his buddy, like, aren't you going to say anything? And his buddy's just like, yeah, coach. I was just talking to him.
Wow.
That's fucked up. But I believe he got sent there because he was fighting too much.
Oh, well, I've got news for his new employers at the ice factory. He's going to keep doing that shit.
This guy fights.
So they stop at this, is it shave ice or fresh fruit stand with this?
It's like a rice bun kind of stand.
I like this guy's technique. I like this. You just look like a weirdo and you start reaching out and touching her hair and touching her chin. This guy ever met a woman before?
No, it doesn't. You just walk up and grab him by the,
grab him by the chin. I don't think they like it.
They don't. They don't like being grabbed anywhere. But that's, these guys are scumbags. He gives the I work for the local kingpin kind of vibe, and I do what I want. It's like Biff,
right?
Grab a girl on the sidewalk.
Oh, and he's flipping up Leah Thompson's dress, remember? And then like, we're getting married, remember?
Yeah, let me see your undergarments.
Piece of shit, that guy.
Yeah, so this guy is cut from the Biff Tannen cloth,
right?
And he's just harassing her. His boys, he's like with 3 or 4 dudes, and they all like reach in there and start taking free food shit.
It's pretty too, jeez.
Oh, I know what happened. Her little brother walks up with a basket of them, and they all take. Hey, get out! And he slaps the kid. Get out of here! Hey, you owe me money. And they slap.
Oh, I got that. I got that here. Yeah, it's the kid's like, you owe me money. This guy slaps him down to the ground.
Get the fuck out. Yeah, they knock his basket over, slap the shit out of him. But if you go back one frame. Bruce, he's obviously, I'm about to get up and whoop these dudes' ass. You're messing with the girl, you're messing with the kid. But he reaches in his shirt, and that necklace right there is a necklace that he promised his mom before she died that he wouldn't fight ever again. So he looks at that, and he has to sit there and eat his green soup and not kick the shit out of these dudes very easily.
That look on his face right here is like, do I have to do this?
Do I gotta send all these dudes to the hospital?
The shit out of this guy in this ill-fitting polo. Do I have to do that?
You do. You do, man. He was going to.
You just don't you hate it when you're starving? I'm sure we've all traveled plenty, right? Plane, train, automobile, whatever. And traveling is hectic and this and that. And you get to the destination, you want to rest. Maybe you want to get a bite. So he gets off a boat. He's sitting down with his uncle, chowing down. This cute honey feeding them rice buns or whatever. He just wants to eat his fucking. You know who else just wanted to eat? John Rambo. He just wanted a hamburger and a Coke.
Wanted a burger. Some lettuce, tomato. Let me get out of here.
Every time I think about that, I think about the novel by what's his name? Morell. I forget if it's David or Ronald or whatever. Morell, the author. And in the novel, and I don't know if they say it in the movie, but the waitress or whatever says to the cook in the kitchen, 2 hamburgers, drag them through the garden. Like she means put lettuce, onion, tomato. Yeah. And I always think of that, drag them through the garden every time I think about Rambo wanting his burgers. I don't know why. I don't know. I just think it's really neat writing. It's like that is something someone would say.
Yeah. But in the movie, he never made it to the restaurant.
Oh,
the sheriff caught him walking down the road. He never even made it.
Right.
That would have
been
because
in the movie he gets the burgers and he wanders off to go eat like under a tree or in a grassy area. And Teasel, the sheriff, still comes up to harass him. He's minding his own business with a bottle of Coke and 2 burgers, and the guy's still bothering him.
Dude, if he would have even if he would have approached him in a nice way, hey, got a lot of guys, coming through town causing trouble. You're not going to do that, are you? No, just want my burgers and my Coke. All right, you have a good one. Matter of fact, they're on me. There you go.
Right.
But keep moving, and he would have kept moving, and he wouldn't have had his entire department with broken bones. He wouldn't have lost that one guy. That asshole was trying to shoot him in the chopper. Things would have been a lot better.
But they wanted to do it the hard way.
Jeez, they sure did. They got it.
So anyway, these jerks, they steal rice buns or whatever. They're obviously not going to pay. They're just slapping kids and touching his sister's chin like just complete animals from the Biff Tannen School of Assholery.
That's right. Cum laude graduates.
I like
So that's Shushain, his cousin. And you notice these guys, I'll point them out as we go through the movie, but Shu Shane, he was the guy in the last movie, Chinese Connection,
right,
who was holding the picture of his teacher getting the shit kicked out of him when the Japanese dudes came through.
Right. Yeah, there's a few that are in this group of his uncle's family and friends that he's going to stay with, Bruce, as he works and earns money. And they're all actors from the last movie, Fist of Fury.
Yeah.
So
this is Shu Shane.
So Shu Shane gives those guys a little bit of their own medicine.
Yeah, he gives them a what for, but he's not nearly as smooth and fast as Bruce Lee.
No.
Like he's kind of sloppy, especially compared to Bruce. But yeah, he sends those guys packing. Hey, Shu Shane. And then what's Bruce Lee's name in this one? Chang something?
I don't remember exactly.
But he goes, Uncle. And so, hey, this is your cousin, Shu Shane. And he really sounds like that. I'm not exaggerating. This is your cousin, Shu Shane, from China. And they're like, oh, hey. And he introduces himself to everybody. And then his uncle's kind of like, all right, you met everybody. You good? I'll catch you later. And he leaves them with his cousins who live, you can totally tell this is Southeast Asia. But they live in the house. The house is open. There's no doors. It's all like these silk screens that they put around their beds on the floor. So they're really poor, but it's to keep, the bugs off them and stuff while they sleep. And it's so damn hot that, there's no, like everything's kind of open air. So there's some kind of breeze in there. But he's meeting all of his cousins for the first time. There's got to be like fucking 10 of them in this house.
Kamikaze Kaiser. Play short clips. No way. YouTube will whack us. I wish, dude, believe me. If I could just have the movie up and like play a clip and then talk about it, I would absolutely do it. We've played clips before, and then you get that. It wasn't like a strike on the channel, but it was that like demonetized whatever deal. I don't want to mess with that. Sorry, man. I agree with you, though. I definitely would rather do it that way, but what are you going to do? So YouTube's the boss.
Yeah.
So,
and what's more fucked up is when they demonetize it, it's just demonetized for you. The person who owns the material, every time it's played, they get paid for it. So
right.
Fuck that.
I think one of my most viewed videos on my channel is Double Impact. I think it's Double Impact, the Van Damme movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember it used to get like 20 or 30,000 views a month because people from around the world thought they were going to pirate that movie and watch it because they were searching on YouTube. So when they would write Double Impact in the search bar, since my video file was called Double Impact, it would like jump to the top of the algorithm. And for like a year and a half, I got like 20, 30,000 views a month on that video. And I would get so many rude comments from people around the world. I thought this was the full movie.
Well, I can't help what you thought, motherfucker. That's your fault, idiot.
So
good shit, man.
Yeah, so he's meeting the place where he's going to say, now I have a question, a thing I didn't catch. The girl here at the stand, is she this girl with her hair down? No. Okay, because I thought this girl was the sister of the little boy who got slapped down.
That I don't think it is. I think he's just bringing the buns by to sell them.
Okay, because I'm like,
that's a different chick.
Like, yeah, she doesn't look the same, but that's her brother. I'm like, what the hell's going on here? Why she looks so different? Like, okay.
So that's they tell him, hey, we got you a job down at the ice factory. You come down here, fucking split giant pieces of ice.
Do you think that you could work at an ice factory?
In that weather, I'd want to.
That's true.
It is sweltering down there.
Ugh.
Lay on one of those for your lunch break. Hell yeah.
Ugh.
But yeah, that's the ice factory, probably for people's refrigerators and shit like that.
So
hey, everybody come down. This is Chang. Oh, let me find out his name. I just saw it earlier today.
Well, this is the cousin. Now I'm confused on the name. He is Shu Shane, and Bruce Lee.
Yeah, that's Shu Shane.
Cheng Shao, I think. Shu Shane and Cheng Shao. And Chow Mei. Chow Mei is the girl.
Yeah. Chow Mei.
And then the prostitute or whatever, her name is Miss Wuman. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
So
it was a beautiful.
So anyway, they bring in Bruce. It's his first day at the ice house. And yeah, he's gonna be working there and trying not to get into too many fights because that's why he got sent away from where he was.
Yeah. That's why he got the boot. Had to go. Yeah. Chang Chao Wan. Yeah, that's what it is.
Right.
Chow Mei. Yeah. Cheng Chao Wan. Cheng Chao
So
Wan.
after work, they're going for a little stroll at night. I forget why they're talking to her, but they end up at the Mahjong house.
That's this chick that they know, and she's like, oh, he's gambling again, and he
Oh,
spent
that's
all of
right.
our money.
She's telling on her husband.
And he goes, where is he? He's at the, wherever the fuck. He's like, don't worry, we'll take care of it. And they go down there, and him and Cheng Chao Wan and Shu Shane, they go down there to the Mahjong or whatever, the gambling house.
Looks like those are dominoes, I think.
And again, the guy holding everybody's money, fucking taking bets. And Shu Shane goes in there. And he's like, "Hey, what are you doing? I lost all my money. What again?" And then he says, "Come on, let's go." And then he grabs the dice, one of the die, and he picks it up and he breaks it in half. And you can see that it's loaded. It has like this little weight inside of it. He's like, "See, they cheated." He's like, "Forget it. You're not going to get your money back." And then everybody, everybody, "Hey, what the fuck? Give me my money." This shit. Dubbing's terrible. Hey,
wait a minute. We got a masterful dad level pun here. Now the Mahjong says, "Ice Factory is a cool job."
It is none of the Mahjong. Thank you.
I like it.
Thanks. So yeah, he tells him, "Hey, look, they cheated you out of your money, but you're not going to get back. It's too late." He says, "What's done is done." And so these guys work, they run that place. That's
these guys are called the Playboy Squad, the Lady Killers.
Yeah, these are called the chess squad because they're always showing that chess.
I think it's so hot down there, right? It's what part of China is this supposed to be?
Oh, this is like Thailand.
Oh, this is Thailand. It's not China. Oh, geez.
No, that's in Thailand. And you can look, everybody's brown as fuck in this movie.
That's true.
Like Bruce Lee and his cousins are like the only fair-skinned people. Everybody's dark as shit. So they probably pay these guys like 12 cents a day to do this movie, if that.
Ugh.
But they run the place. They run that gambling shack, and he just, blew up their spot, showing everybody that the dice were loaded. So now everybody's pissed. They want their money back. They didn't make any money. So, hey, you, come here. So it's time to get his ass whooped for making them lose their money. And he goes, "It's just you 4 guys? That's it?" And so he gets to working on them. But again, his fighting is so sloppy and undisciplined. He's like flailing almost. And you see Bruce Lee, those 2 guys laying in front of Bruce Lee. Shu Shane like pushed him out of the way, and they were going towards Bruce Lee. And so he hit him in their nuts and then went like this with his arms and like hit them both like that at the same time. So he wasn't technically fighting. They ran into him. But yeah, hit him in the nuts and boom, went like that, hit him in the face. And so they're out.
Yeah, so Shu Shane, he's a bit of an enforcer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like the big brother for the family or whatever. He's a tough guy, righting wrongs and things like that.
Yeah, this is like the 3rd good thing he's done today so far.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He's a great guy.
So yeah, so he's taking on that role, and I guess Bruce is going to, but he's kind of observing. Chrome says that chain Tyrus wears is so massive. Oh yeah, guys. Tyrus, my buddy Tyrus, got some stuff coming for you, by the way, with him. I did an interview on his show called Outkick, and it's on the Fox Outkick network, and there were clips of it going around. I can look for a link, but yes, the chains that Tyrus have, quite massive chain that he wears.
Well, so is he,
massive man. It's rare that I meet someone bigger than me. So I met him and he was bigger than me. He's quite a large man. But yeah, I've got some, let's see, real quick. I'll show you guys since you brought that up. This is on Outkick. And yeah, this is a video I did with him for the Outkick show. Let's see. Outkick is Clay Travis. I think he started that.
And then I'll be right back. I got to get some water.
Okay. But yeah, this is it right here. I guess I could I'm glad I've lost weight. Jeez, I look better. Thank goodness. Now we were talking earlier about about playing other people's stuff and not getting a copyright. I think I'll play 10 seconds of this thing. I'll just go to a random part. Let's see.
Ever a point where you're like, maybe I should have just done the damn magazine and just moved, or a comic book and moved on?
I'd be lying if I'd say that those thoughts, the exact ones that didn't come to me. It wasn't scary when I was leaving because I to me it was unacceptable what they were asking me to do.
Right.
It's like they might as well have asked me to help them rob the bank. I'm like, the answer, you could ask me that every day. The answer is going to be no every day. I'm not. So what this interview was about me leaving DC Comics and Warner Brothers. I'll put the link in there. I don't want to get I don't want to get the thing where they say, hey, you played someone else's stuff. I'll put the link in there and you guys can watch that whole thing later. But yeah, it was an awesome interview. And I'm doing a lot more fun stuff with Tyrus. You guys will see in the future. Announcements coming later, I suppose. But yeah, check that out, please. Let me bring this back up here. And the link is right there. Share screen. But yeah, thank you for reminding me about that. I'm doing so many things all the time. Sometimes I forget. I'll be on Ron Coleman's podcast soon. I'll be going on Side Scrollers with Craig and Blabs, I think on Friday with Dean Cain. A lot of things going on. A lot of things. And yeah, Joe, Tyrus and I are buddies. We're buddies. And I'll just tell you guys a little spoiler. Tyrus is going to come on this show. I don't know exactly when. But we did talk about that when I did his show. I asked him to do this one. So he will be on here sooner or later. Of course, you follow me on all socials and you'll find out when. But he'll definitely come on here. We'll ask him about wrestling. We'll ask him. I love Tyrus's story. If you don't know his story, get his book, Just Tyrus, and his new book, Nuff Said. The audiobooks are good too. Get those, and you learn a lot about this guy's life, and it's fascinating. It's a great story of really, really tough beginnings, bad family situation, no money, a lot of trouble for this guy, and he just keeps overcoming and overcoming. And it's just a great example of what everyone should do, how their mindset should be, of realizing that if you don't do it, who's going to do it? You know what I mean? If you don't take care of it, who's going to take care of it for you? So, yeah, I'm a big fan of him, and turns out he's a fan of me. So I'm going to mute Jericho because I can hear him talking, and I don't know if he knows that we can hear him. So there, I muted his mic. Or I thought I heard someone. I'm not sure. Let's see. Johnny Truth burnt his hand on a casserole dish. Okay, well, sorry. Get better, buddy. I'll look at the poll of polls, too, while we're here. Let's see. In a runaway win. Okay, hold on. I muted you. Are you back?
Oh, I'm so back right now.
Okay. I thought I heard you, so I muted your mic. I don't know.
Yeah, I was yelling at my son.
Oh. Taco wins. Okay, Taco wins.
Ooh, what about the pink ones? That's my favorite.
Okay. There was a chain of restaurants called the Pink Taco. I remember they opened one up in Vegas. Why would you do that? Like, seriously, why?
I mean, it is gross.
I don't, you know me. I don't like I told you, I don't like the Deadpool movie, not because it isn't funny, but it's just so dirty. I don't like stuff like that. Like, that's so tacky. I don't know. Like, I get the joke, but I don't know why you would do that. It's just
Vegas, man.
I guess. I don't
Everything's bad.
My little brother, who's like, 27 or 28, he took me to a taco place in Greeley, Colorado called the Fuzzy Taco.
Was it good?
No, it wasn't.
Oh,
no.
If you have a name like that, it better be good.
No,
it better be real good. You can't be having silly names in the food.
Mark agrees with me that he likes mole. Mole's delicious.
Ugh. That's like chocolate soup with chicken in it. That shit's gross.
No, it's delicious.
But it has chocolate in it. That's disgusting.
But it doesn't have milk chocolate in it.
And is it chocolate? I'm not saying it has like a Hershey bar, but it's chocolate. That shit's weird.
No, it's really good. It's like a really sophisticated dish.
So is shrimp. Shrimp's delicious.
Like, shrimp's not as good.
What say you?
Mole on shrimp.
No, I probably wouldn't eat it.
It'd be disgusting.
That's fine.
Disgusting. No, I like a good tamale, but I think the tamale is like the hardest thing to find. It really is. There's so many bad tamales out there, but the real good ones with real good corn masa and a lot of savory juice in the meat and the juice permeating all the corn masa.
Yeah, you don't want it to get dry.
Right. My cousin John would call the dry, hard part of the edge of we were little kids. He would call it a corny toad, is what he would call it. So, dude, I don't like eating all the corny toads. My cousin John is like that guy. Sounds a little bit like Steve-O from Jackass, dude.
Oh, dude, that's so cool, dude. Like
you love my cousin John. My cousin John is one of those guys that he's a wild man. Like, he's the guy riding his mini bike off of a ramp when we're like 15, or whatever. But he's also like he's that guy that likes everyone and everyone likes him. He's super charming and it's sincere. But he's also kind of a wild man that kind of does what he wants also. So he's that guy.
We should start a Mexican food truck, and you have a bowl of mole, and you put a tamale in it, call it tamale.
There you go.
Boom.
Tamale. That's
tamale.
what we call it.
It's mole with a tamale sticking out of it. Tamale. Holy tamale.
Hunter Bautista, not to be confused with Hunter Biden.
No crap.
Hunter Bautista, did you leave your laptop anywhere by accident? No. Okay, he won't answer then, huh? I see how you're going to be. Awesome interview,
What's
Gabe.
up?
I watched the entire Tyrus episode. Well, thank you. Thank you. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun. I like doing interviews. I like doing media and press. And I got my daughter into it. My daughter had a comedy show that she produced. So when you produce a comedy show, you're the one that organizes it. You work with the club. You invite the other comedians. My daughter, and then you host. So the host is the first comedian that goes up, and they go in between all the comedians, and then they do their own set. And she did really well, my daughter. They killed that night. And the headliner was Vicky Barbalak, who has a regular spot at Jimmy Kimmel's Club in Vegas on Tuesday, I think on Tuesdays through the middle of the week. And she told my daughter to come to Vegas and do a spot,
That's great.
So that'll be nice. Congratulations, Minnie. She's doing great work. Let's see. Yeah, bad tamales are hard to take. Oh, I'd just rather not eat. A bad tamale is an insult. It's just an insult. Like, get this out of my face, Like, no.
Right now.
No. Bad tamales right up there with creamy peanut butter. Get this away from me.
Oh, come on.
Now, let's get this correct. I want to be granular on this. Let's split hairs like a lawyer. When I say I don't like creamy peanut butter, I'm talking about the artificial Peter Pan peanut butter, the Jif peanut butter. If you bring me all natural peanut butter that has 2 ingredients, nuts and salt, that's the only ingredients, and it's creamy, I'll eat that. That's fine. But I don't like the creamy peanut butter that's basically made of hydrogenated oil.
Well, you didn't give a brand name in the
You
ingredients.
said Jif.
You just said creamy peanut butter. That's what the
It's
poll said.
inferior to crunchy. It's always inferior to crunchy.
No, it's not.
Texture matters when you eat, man.
Exactly. That's why I don't want all these bits. All these
they're
bits
so good when
and
they
chips in my damn peanut butter. I like it smooth.
Have you ever put bacon in a peanut butter and jelly sandwich?
No.
It's unreal.
I would.
It's so good.
Yeah, I would do it for sure.
Have you ever fried a peanut butter jelly sandwich like a grilled cheese, like butter in the pan and then flip the sandwich?
Not only have I done that, but I rolled it in cinnamon and sugar after that. Then put it back on the grill.
Wait a minute.
On a low temp so the sugar wouldn't burn, but just so it melts. And then when it cools off, you got like a candy crust on it. Take that.
All right.
So if you got the time and the patience.
Now wait, how does the cinnamon affect the peanut butter and jelly flavor profile? Because it's like a whole new ball game now.
It's kind of light. It kind of plays. If it was a symphony, it would blend right in.
Okay.
Or you can just go straight sugar, I guess, if you want.
What about raisin bread? I love raisin bread with cinnamon and sugar on it.
Cool. I'm not 5. Keep the raisin bread.
You don't like raisins?
Raisins are cool.
Okay.
Like in oatmeal, but in a cookie, that's fucking.
I like a raisin in a cookie. It's always disappointing when you think you have a chocolate chip cookie and then it's a raisin cookie. That does suck.
Yeah, because it's a fucking oatmeal cookie. But yeah, you throw some raisins, some trail mix or something like that. I'm not mad at it. Adds a little sweet to the savory. But oatmeal raisin cookies, hell no.
What is this this fluffer nutter? I've heard this. It's that horrible marshmallow cream with the horrible peanut butter.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds good.
I don't know, man.
I think fluffer nutter, isn't that just the
marshmallow.
Fluff?
It's a marshmallow fluff with the creamy peanut butter, I think, on the cheap white Wonder Bread. You want to talk unhealthy processed food.
Sounds good.
We got right there.
Something you got to eat before you turn 10. Yeah. That'd be cool.
2 scoops. I always talk about 2 scoops of raisins.
Raisin Bran's good. They put a lot of raisins in there.
I'm a big cereal guy. I don't eat it anymore because it's totally unhealthy. Too much sugar. But holy shit, I love cereal. Don't eat it anymore.
But Raisin Bran has plenty of raisins in it.
Okay, bacon, lettuce, and real fresh pimento cheese on toasted Texas toast. I've never had pimento cheese, but it looks delicious. They eat it in the South. It's like creamy yellow cheese, and it has pimentos, which is just peppers in it.
Yeah,
so
I'll try it. Never had it, but I'll get down with it.
We ain't got that out here in California, pimento cheese.
Sure don't.
So Shu Shane is fighting the guys that are making the crooked gambling.
Yeah, assholes.
Yeah. So then we cut to what is her name again?
Chow Mei.
Chow Mei. Not Chow Mei. She's one letter off from being named after food.
Yes. But in China, that wouldn't be funny. Because do they even have chow mein in China? Or there's some American shit.
Is that an American? Sour. Yeah, that might just be like
sweet and sour chicken.
Right. You go to actually mainland China, you try to order like orange chicken or whatever we get at Panda Express.
Yeah, but like traditional Chinese food is fucking crazy. So I'd rather have the American version.
Wait a minute. Breaking news. Hunter Bautista says he left his crack in the White House.
So it was yours.
Now,
It was yours.
for legal reasons out there, he said, duh, White House, which is not to be confused with 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. This is a totally different place.
It's adjacent to the White House.
Right.
And Chow Mei, she's like the
I wanted to be called Chicken Chow Mei. Is that wrong of me?
Chow Mei, Chicken Chow Mei. She's like the den mother. She's the mom to all these guys. She's waking up in the morning. She cooks their breakfast. You know, they go out and work. It's not like they're a bunch of bums sitting around playing fucking video games. But she, you know, she takes care of them. She's the mom of the house.
Right. And then Uncle has to go bye-bye. Why did Uncle have to leave?
Uncle. I think he was just bringing him there. He's going back home.
Uncle was dropping his ass off. Okay. That's right.
But I like that, whatever it is, the half sleeve t-shirt button up thing. That thing looks cool.
Yeah.
Right. He has like fucking 5 of them throughout the whole.
I think when you have just a few buttons coming down the front, I don't know if it unbuttons to the belly, does it?
No.
Okay.
Like
I think when it's like halfway, isn't that called a Henley or something like that?
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
It's like an 80s thing though. Henley shirts.
I think so.
But yeah, I like that design. Just like 3 or 4 buttons, like 3 buttons on the front.
Yeah, I think that's okay. I googled up image search Henley, and I got these kind of shirts. You know, with just a few.
Yeah, it looks nice. Yeah, I like. Yeah. And you know, anything that's light, short sleeve is perfect for that kind of weather.
A random fact of the day: Michigan has more lighthouses than any other state.
Damn, I thought Maine would have had them on that one.
And that's your random fact of the day.
Thank you. Brought to you by Kara.
Brought to you by Pastamania.
Always. Everything's brought to you by Pastamania. Somehow, some way.
So she's down here at the river doing her laundry.
Yeah. Talk about poor.
Yeah.
She's still scrubbing. And that's not just her. That's like the house's laundry.
Oh, None the Miser has more news about Michigan. He says STDs.
That's fucked up.
Oh, that's like a good putback dunk, you know?
Yeah, well, you guys got a bunch of STDs too.
Oh.
So she's down at the river doing the house laundry, and that is the son to the town bad guy. Yeah, the big boss. So he's like that arrogant punk son of his who just goes around doing whatever he wants because the cops are in his dad's pocket. He can't get in trouble. He's just a real prick. And as you can tell, guys have a real problem with grabbing women by the face.
Yeah, the first guy's touching the fruit vendor lady or the rice bun lady. Now his boss, you know, second in command was dead. Now he's trying to smooch this lady, and she's trying to do some laundry.
Yeah, she's like, no, I don't want to. Get away from me. And she eventually breaks free and runs away. So he kind of likes her.
Yeah.
And they're going for a little stroll. And she's definitely the safest woman in Thailand right now, walking with Bruce Lee. But yeah, they're kind of walking and stuff. You could tell there's a couple of sparks here and there starting to fly. Not the same sparks as a spark factory.
No.
These are different. These are love sparks.
He got fired from the spark factory.
Yeah, but they're not the same big, you know, sparks that burn out about a second or two after they hit the ground. These are love sparks. So he shows up to work, and I think he was late because that boss guy's like, hey, you're late, that asshole. And he has a stick where he goes around beating the employees when they're moving too slow. This dude,
they have different labor laws at the ice factory that we do here in the States.
Real different. And
Jericho, hold on. Could you imagine getting a spanking at work?
There's no way. There's no way.
Jericho, the manager, would like to see you in his office.
I don't give a fuck. I would stick that stick.
No, you go in. The manager has that big paddle. It's all Jericho Green, late again.
Grab the desk. What?
It's gonna hurt you more than it's gonna hurt me, boy.
I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But this boss man, he gets up in his face, says, "Hey, you're late," and he's like, "I'm a new guy. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing." Then he shows him what to do, and Bruce gets to work.
Hauling ice.
Yeah, his job is to push the ice down the little slit or the slide, like kind of a conveyor belt kind of thing.
So take this big 400 block of ice, push it down that sled.
Whoa.
That's it? Yeah, do that for 8 hours.
That's it. Do that. Bend over and push this.
Have you done like factory work? Have you done like not low skill, but like super repetitive work. I've had a few jobs
Yeah.
like that when I was young, and it's hard, man.
Yeah.
Especially, I think it's hard for everyone. So I don't want to be a narcissist, like, oh, it's harder for me. But I think when you're a creative, like me, you're a writer, you're an illustrator, all these things. Being bored is like one of the worst things in the world when you're a creative, probably for everyone, but you are sitting there and it's like no challenge. I've worked in a cardboard box factory when I was 18. I worked at Hewlett Packard on an assembly line making printers, but I quickly went and read the manuals and got the certificates that would give you internal company certificates. So you could move up, and I became a manager of the assembly line. So I quit working on it and I would manage it and stuff like that. But where else did I work? Cardboard box factory. I worked in a newspaper factory.
That must have been
Turning
stinky.
and stacking newspapers for 12 hours a day, dude. 12 hours of turn, stack, turn, stack.
Shitty.
What kind of job did you have like that?
I worked at McDonald's when I was in high school. I've done paving. I've done landscaping. I worked at Trader Joe's for a long time.
What was the worst part of Trader Joe's besides the liberals that worked there?
That was the worst part. Or the stupid customers. The work wasn't bad. But you're dealing with the stupid customers and the shit that they would say and the dumb questions they would fucking ask and all their awkward comments. That was the worst part. But physically, I think the worst part was like breaking down pallets when they would come in, like the orders and shit. That shit sucked. But the worst part overall was dealing with, not all the customers are like that, but the ones that were. So what the fuck? Then you throw COVID into it, man. That was like a bus full of special needs people flipped over in front of the store, and they all came in. It was fucking ridiculous.
I'm going to put a poll question up real quick. Okay, so the element factories that we love on this channel, right?
Yeah.
Which one would you work at? Fire, steam, sparks. What other factors? Oh, and what other
molten metal?
All right. Okay. And okay, poll questions up. I would work at this factory. Fire, steam, sparks, molten metal. If you had to work at one of these.
I think I'd pick steam. It seems like the least dangerous one.
It'll take your skin right off if you get hit with a big blast of steam.
It's true, but you got molten metal, fire, and sparks. I guess sparks. But you get one down your back, it's going to be a problem.
Now, are they sparks from welding? Or are they sparks from something electronic? You don't want to be around electronics and get zapped to death.
No, it's definitely welding sparks.
There's some people with a death wish, so they're voting for molten metal right now.
That's our audience.
End up like the Terminator with the big thumbs up at the end.
The Terminator. Hasta la vista, baby. But I think I'd go with I'm sticking with Steam Factory.
Oh, Arnold's here. Speaking of the molten metal factory.
Yeah, how are you?
How you doing?
I'm good. Yeah.
Are you ready for summer yet? Or you got your physique all? You look toned up. You look good.
I'm ready. I always have my Speedo collection already laid out on the bed there. My dumpy housekeeper, she got up in the attic and pulled out the summer banana hammocks for me.
Now, has she been folding them correctly? Because last time we talked, you were very angry that Lupita was not storing your Speedos correctly. You got really mad. You guys had a big fight.
I was upset because there's not really a lot of material that you even have to fold up their banana hammocks. There's hardly anything to them. But then it was my fault because she would bend over and take them out of the basket. Then I can't help myself. You're
a very passionate man. Now, let me ask you. I asked the great viewers of this channel, Double Impact, if they could work at any of the element factories, fire, steam, spark, or molten metal, where would they work? Where would you work? Let's say let's say it all fell apart for you in Hollywood. You lost everything, God forbid. You had to get a job now at age 75 at the local factory. Where would you want to work? Which one? And why?
Well, since I always walk around with no shirt, I'd probably pick the spark factory, the molten metal there, get burned. And then the fire, of course, you get burned. And then the steam factory, you can get really badly burned. So I guess I'll go with the spark factory there.
Oh. Now, did you have any jobs like that before you became a professional actor? Or was it all weightlifting before?
No, I came out of my mother's vagina with 2 dumbbells in my hands. So I've always been lifting and pumping the iron.
How did the dumbbells? I don't want to know how they got in there, but
yes, you do.
I don't.
Yeah,
I don't.
Yeah.
I really don't. If they came to you and said they wanted to make a sequel to one of your great movies from the 80s, not Predator, but Twins with Danny DeVito, would you do it?
As long as they let me have my dick out. That's how I'm living my life. I have my dick out all the time there. So if you can't handle who I am as a person, then I don't want to do your movie.
Okay. Now, do you have any advice for me? Because there's a movie of yours that is not my favorite. I don't want to be mean. Where you have a baby.
Yeah.
Now, I've tried to watch this thing a few times and I can't watch it. I watch like 20 minutes. I have to turn it off. What could I do to get through this movie so I can review it on this channel? Because it is not a great movie. I'm sorry.
Take off your clothes.
Nope.
Watch it without your clothes on there. And you sit on the couch and you're naked.
How would that help me?
I'm not sure. I just want to see you with your clothes on.
Okay. Well, you're not coming over. But okay.
Yeah.
All right then.
I'm already
Okay.
here.
It was
The
very
car's coming from inside the house.
Oh God, here he is.
I'm already
All right.
here.
The great Arnold Schwarzenegger, everyone. Oh, there he goes.
Fucking
There he goes.
I'm sorry I miss all these calls. When these guys come in, something comes up. And I never
Right. Every time you go, they come in, one of these guys.
I apologize for not being here.
Anyway, yeah, so I think some of the ice breaks and they find a little kind of different ice.
Well, because Chang Chawan, Bruce Lee, he pushes the ice block too hard. So it slides off of the little conveyor belt thing and it breaks on the ground. And this guy's like, "Oh, duh, what's this?" Like, you don't know what a square fucking package of powder is.
Criminals in the world. Stupidest criminals in the world. They're going to hide their illegal drugs in a substance that is clear.
I'm guessing maybe it has something to do with getting past customs or dogs, maybe.
Yeah, but the ice is clear.
But I think they put them inside of like these boxes or something like that. I don't remember how they transport the ice.
Someone is eventually going to see the ice.
But I'm guessing they must be in some kind of container and the dogs can't smell through the ice.
They show Junior at Guantanamo Bay. Ugh, that's against the Geneva Convention to show Junior to people.
It's kill himself.
We got to review this channel, but holy shit, it's like the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
To me, that movie and then Deadpool are the two movies I hate the most.
Because it's not Arnold. It's not the Arnold that we know and love. It's just different Arnold.
You know what it is?
Arnold trying to be funny.
It's a pre, like over a decade early wokeness. Mm-hmm. Take the big guy, take the strong guy. Now he's all feminine and crying and he has a baby. And we subvert everything and flip it on its head. That's all they do with wokeness now. There's a brand new Star Wars show that came out on Disney Plus. And all the leads are non-white, and non-straight and all this stuff. Mm-hmm. And they were interviewing this black girl that was one of the stars of the show. That I think that Trevor Noah, was interviewing her about the new Star Wars show. And a quote I saw, I don't know if this is true, but a quote I saw all over Twitter today was a big part of making the show was to make white people cry or to make white men cry.
That could totally be real.
So
yeah, the lady she directs one of the shows or the movie or something, this Indian lady. And she was like, I want to make white people uncomfortable with my work.
Mission accomplished.
She has something. I think she's a director on the TV show or something like that. She's some Indian lady, and that was basically her mission statement. So yeah, I believe that if someone said that's true, I totally believe it. And look what they did to the new Romeo and Juliet. Romeo's played by this fucking skinny nerd. And you go back to all of the Romeo and Juliets that were made all the way back to 1968. Romeo was a striking, handsome man.
What?
And Juliet was a beautiful. If you look at Romeo from 1968, that's probably the best looking Romeo and Juliet cast out of all the movies. Better than what was her name? Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes.
Right.
More beautiful than them. You know that classic beauty.
Wait, are you saying that the leads in a romantic movie, the man and the woman, should be pretty and handsome, Jericho?
Almost. What I'm saying is when you cast the most romantic movie of all time, when you make the most romantic story ever written into a movie, yes, the man needs to be handsome and the woman needs to be beautiful. And in 1968, that's exactly what they have. Fast forward to the one coming out this year. You have that dork who played Peter Parker. He's this little skinny nerd who's not good looking. I'm not saying you can't be handsome if you're a skinny nerd, but this dude looks like a doofus. He's not handsome. And the girl playing Juliet is some black chick. And she's not even hot. She's ugly. I got two ugly people playing Romeo and Juliet.
You know exactly why.
Yeah,
listen, now tell me if you can hear this when I hit play on it.
When people watch The Hate You Give, what do you want them to walk away with? Because I know everyone has a slightly different feeling.
Well, I mean, white people crying actually was the goal.
Oh, she's totally being honest. She's half white. She's half. Why is it always the mixed one? That girl's half white, and she wants to make white people uncomfortable. How does that go at Thanksgiving dinner with your white mother or father, whoever it is? How does it make them feel? Fucking assholes. If my kid was up there saying it, because my kids are half white, if my kid got up there and said some shit like that, their phone would go zzz, zzz, right after that shit aired. What are you talking about? How dare you shit on this woman who raised you the best way she could, gave you love and support and all that shit. You're going to get up there and act like there's something wrong with her. Man, go the fuck off.
It's so disgusting and terrible. It's hard to believe it's real. And if you're wondering, this is the I guess writer director of the new Star Wars show.
Come on.
So now we're not going to pick on a woman for her looks. I didn't say anything about it. I'm just saying.
But she probably looks like that on the inside too. I'll leave it at that. But if you could pull up the Romeo and Juliet from 1968, this is what they need to look like. Not some dork and an ugly black chick. And if my memory serves correct, I believe they were an Italian family. The Montagues and the Capulets, those were Italian families.
No, that's French.
But they were Italian in Romeo and Juliet, right?
Well, those names, Montague and Capulet, those look like French words. They look like French names. I don't know. I could be wrong.
I'm pretty sure they were Italian. None the miser. I'm sure he knows.
Is this it here? Is this the old one here?
Yeah. Look at that.
Very good looking. Like a good looking dude, beautiful lady.
It's a Romeo and Juliet. Yeah.
That's followed up in the 90s by DiCaprio. Don't know if you've heard.
Claire Danes. Yeah.
Don't know if you heard. These two kids are pretty good looking.
Yeah.
You know?
Leonardo DiCaprio does all right.
Yeah. Yeah. What do you think he gets his girlfriends for their 25th birthday?
Yeah. Their last birthday with him.
He gets them in an Uber. That's what he gets them.
Yeah. And they age out like Menudo.
He got him a fucking U-Haul for their 25th birthday.
And a gift basket. Has some toothpaste in there, toothbrush, a wet wipe, and a $300 Uber ride.
It's set in Verona, Italy.
Yeah. They're Italian.
Yeah.
Like old school Italian. Like when they weren't black.
Right.
He don't even look Italian.
No.
But yeah, that's the 2024 version. And she's not even hot. She's not even hot. Neither is he. You got two ugly people playing Romeo and Juliet.
This would be like if the NFL drafted like fat, slow people who couldn't tackle and then tried to argue to you why this was a good idea.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't care that Tom Brady's a better football player than me. That doesn't hurt my feelings. I am aware that he's a better football player than me. I'm not insecure about it. Yeah. It's okay if the actress in the movie is prettier than you, lady. You won't die. It's okay. You know, they say, oh, Hollywood's not fair to women once they get old. That again, let's go back to the NFL. Why does the NFL discriminate against old, slow players, Jericho? Why do they discriminate? Champ Bailey. Oh, they love Champ Bailey when he was fast and young, but now that he can't run and tackle like he used to, they won't hire him anymore, Jericho. They're so bigoted.
Yeah, maybe because he's old and slow. And this is on the backdrop of I've seen it done better. You're giving me Romeo and Juliet when I've seen it done perfectly. Now you're trying to serve me up this garbage. Champ Bailey, I've seen him young and fast. Don't try to give him to me at 58 years old. That's not going to work because I've been to the mountaintop. I've seen it. So don't give me this crap.
Yeah, well, but this whole thing, this is always communism, and communism is the culture of resentment, right? And the reason they resent everything is because standards require hard work. And hard work is uncomfortable. And leftists, they don't like discomfort because they worship themselves as a god. They must feel good at all times. They must never hear anything they don't want to hear or think anything they don't want to think. They don't want you thinking anything they don't want you to think. They are God in their own mind. They must control reality, no discomfort, anything. You can't achieve anything if you don't have discomfort. Strength only comes through resistance. You only get better when you embrace the suck. Well, embracing the suck is not what these people do, and that's why they don't achieve anything. So instead of saying, hey, the standard is 100 push-ups, they go, that's racist. The standard is now 3 push-ups. You know, so
that's why they like equity. They like to meet you at the finish line after you've done the hard work to get there. They want to take a golf cart and meet you there.
So here's your Benetton, what is that? United Colors of Benetton Star Wars. So
it's disgusting. What? Why are there 3 chicks on there? 4.
Funny. You know,
why are there 4 chicks? 5. 6. If you count, is that 2 in the back?
Well, 2 one has a hood on. One has like a robot hood face thing on all the way on the right. So you don't know, boy or girl. We don't know. So,
okay, let's say that's a dude. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 women on the cover of a Star Wars show. How is that?
Well, and then the characters, I don't know if you noticed, far in the background, the green ones, are those different characters? I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. The one on the left, that's a chick, obviously. The one on the right, I don't even know.
I think it's also a chick wearing like a ninja mask.
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 women on the cover of this action adventure TV show.
Not only is it all diverse and all that, but I haven't watched it, but I believe the theme is like the main characters are the villains. And of course, that's another thing the leftists would do is like, hey guys, really the bad guys are the good guys, and the good guys are just bigots. The good guys are just bigots all along. And it's like, yes, you do identify with the villain, don't you? Don't you? So yeah, this woman brought you that. So there you go.
She looks like she would bring something like that.
Yeah. So interesting.
She looks miserable.
And that's why I want to say to each and every one of you watching this video, thank you a million times for buying Dean Cain All-American Lawman and helping me make Big Man Comics. We have great books in the works. Working on a cover all week for Jericho Green and the Hammerheads. I finished the sequel cover to Dean Cain Volume 2. That's finished. Jericho's seen it. I will not show it till Comic-Con.
Looks good.
But, let's play with fire here. I'm gonna sneak a little bit on the page. Can you see it? Can you see?
Yeah, just a little bit. That's it. That's it.
The cover to Dean Cain Volume 2 is done. It's done. And it looks
great.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Got a big thumbs up from everyone I showed it to. Dean loves it. Everybody love it. So I'm making all kinds of books. Go to bigmancomics.com right now. Get your Dean Cain All-American Volume 1. They're still in stock. The first printing, just a few left of those. Get yours before they sell out. And we have a lot of great announcements. Guys, you're going to be blown away when you find out the stuff I'm up to.
It's going to blow your ass.
Really, really blow his ass all over the sky.
It's going to blow your ass. No, it looks amazing, and that cover is fire.
Right. So I don't have to work with the weirdos in Hollywood, the degenerates. I don't have to work with them, and I can still be a writer and artist full-time for a living. Thank you, guys. It's amazing. And I get to entertain you guys, and you guys get to feel entertained and have fun and be inspired. And so it's a win-win-win. Everybody's winning, you know.
Yeah, your new boss is cool. You're allowed to sexually harass the staff, so that's cool.
I do. Well, if my wife works for me, I suppose if I kissed her while we were on the clock, could I get in trouble?
Oh, you have to go see the boss. Go talk to him first.
I got to go look in the mirror and say, listen, I know she's attractive. You know, she's right there.
Don't harass the staff. All right? Now get out of here.
Now, how does that work? If your wife's working for you, how does that work?
Well, if she works too closely with you, it won't be a lot of work.
Could my wife be setting me up to sue me?
Take everything.
Just walking around our home office here, dropping stuff, bending over, picking it up. Oops. Now hold the S on that. Oops.
You walk around the corner. Whoa. You're oogling me.
Oh, and guys, July 24th, we have a live in-person event at San Diego Comic-Con. I have a booth at the San Diego Comic-Con. You can come see me there all 5 days of the show. But the night the show kicks off is a very short night at the convention center. They only have the hall open for like 2-3 hours. But after that evening at 7 p.m., we're going to be at an awesome place like 3 blocks away. I was there with Jericho and Dean last year. I'll be there this year with some really fun guests, big names that you've heard of. You're going to love it. That stuff will be ironed out in about a week and a half. But we do have some yeses and some pretty much maybes, and it'll be a yes if the schedule works out. But we already do have some awesome yeses. I'm going to have some fun people come by the booth to autograph. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you're in Southern California, you can find your way into the San Diego Convention Center at the end of July. My birthday, July 24th. Then please come down and see me and shake hands. So let's see. Moving on.
Shake whatever you want.
Jericho might even be at Comic-Con. Who knows? Anything can happen.
I was last year. I was there.
I'll fucking do it again.
I'll go there. I'll go there. That's what I meant to say. This
Johnny
poor
Truth,
bastard right here.
Oh, hold on. Johnny Truth wants to be in the Dean Cain movie. Can I be dirtbag number 3 gets hit by the warthog? Warthog? I suppose
the A10.
Oh, the A10. Okay.
There won't be a lot left of you, Johnny Truth, if you get hit by that.
I hope we get there. It'll be so fun to make the Dean Cain movies. That would be a lot of fun. That would be a lot of fun. I think they would fit perfectly with people who love this stuff because it's written as an 80s action movie. Go ahead. Oh, I was going to say that is like my most cherished comment that I've gotten on the Dean Cain graphic novel is when people tell me, I feel like I watched an action movie because I didn't tell the public that, but in my head, it's like I'm writing an action movie script, not trying to make it a movie. Of course, I would love to, but I wanted it to feel just like it because I miss those movies, as evidenced by doing this show. I miss those movies. So let's see. I'll only go. Kara says she'll only go to San Diego Comic-Con if somehow she got an all-expense trip. Kara, I know someone who can pay for your entire trip. Golly, Gabe, that was mean. Don't say stuff like that. Jeez. I was trying to be funny, and I thought it's funny, but is that mean? I was trying to be funny. Sorry. They're not all good. I'm a dad. Sometimes I tell a dad joke.
No, it'd be great to see you there, Kara. It'd be great to see Diesel there too, if he ever shows up.
Yeah, where's Diesel? You ain't here tonight. I thought we were missing a little bit of that Inland Empire energy.
A bit of that filth from the Inland Empire.
Maybe he's with his old lady.
That Raider filth.
His old lady got out of jail. Still having date night.
We're gonna get some Takis, fool.
Hey, you like hot Cheetos or Takis better?
Better say Takis, eh?
Hey, you like Takis Limon or you like Takis Fuego or Takis Limon?
Of course, Limon, fool.
With the michelada.
Puro Limon.
Oh, shit.
Oh. That's how he talks.
Oh, man.
This jackass right here. Go ahead.
One more thing. Do you have a passport, Jericho?
No.
It's not active right now? Okay.
It's expired. I could get one, though.
Okay.
It just takes a while to get here.
Okay. You got to get that Sentry Pass because I'm not waiting in that line to come back and forth. I want you to go down and get some tacos with me when you're down here. But if you don't have the Sentry Pass, then you got to get in the normal line, and that thing could be an hour, 2, 3.
Well, as long as it'll be here within, a month and a half-ish?
Yeah.
So Comic-Con. So, yeah, I'll look into it. See how long it'll take to get here.
Look into it. Anyway, Raiders. Yeah. So, yeah, they find some ice in the ice. Wait,
that's just coke. That's
what is Coke. Wait, what drug is ice? Is that speed?
Yeah, meth.
Speed and meth and ice, crystal. That's all the same thing, right?
Yeah. It's all
I'm not a drug guy. I'm not a drug guy, so I have to say this is mean of me. It is mean of me. I understand this, but it's how I am. I do look down my nose at drug people. I'm sorry. It's cringy to me. It's so dumb. Weed, man. Like, come the fuck on. How old are you? Dude, we're going to go to the desert and take mushrooms, bro. That sounds so fucking cringy to me when people talk like that.
Yeah, I definitely think there's a cutoff for like hard drugs. Like what the fuck are you doing that old? But this guy, he's obviously never seen a drug because he's picking this shit up like, oh, what's this? Like he doesn't know what the fuck he's looking at.
We should make up some boomer names for drugs. None of them all ice, crank, boom, pow. I was going to say smack, but I think that's what people call heroin sometimes.
That's heroin. That's a downer. That's on the other end of the spectrum. But this guy, he's like the most sheltered, pure country boy there is because he has no idea he's holding on to like a half kilo of coke. But you know who does know?
$1 million worth of drugs or something.
But you know who does know what he's holding? Those fucking guys. Those are the henchmen.
Right.
So they're coming.
They don't look like them at all, but they're just the way they are. Remind me of the Beagle Boys from DuckTales.
Oh, the Bugle Boys, the
Beagle Boys.
Yeah, the Beagle Boys for the what was their mom? They were in a gang with their mom.
I don't remember it.
Yeah,
but
pretty sure.
Yeah, it was this right here.
Yeah, their mom had like that raspy, "Come on, boys," like that.
It was like Joe Biden,
like a family gang.
Yeah,
yeah, they were a family gang.
It's the Beagle Boys.
Yeah.
Oh no, it's the Beagle Boys.
DuckTales. Ooh, that's one of the coolest fucking intros. That bass,
right? That guy's just up there with the bang, boom, bang,
slapping that bass, dude. Here in Duckburg,
might solve a mystery.
They had the horns.
Like history. That's such a good song, dude. Yeah, the way that bass drops in at the beginning is insane.
He says space cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a duck blur. That's one of the coldest intros ever, and it was for a cartoon.
Right.
Love DuckTales.
Remember when Disney used to be good?
Yeah. You could trust your kids to go watch a Disney show or movie with no worries, without pre-screening or no. What's that? Where's the remote? None of that. None.
Life is like a hurricane.
In Duckburg.
Stars, lasers, aeroplanes.
It's a duck blur.
And an amazing video game on the 8-bit Nintendo.
DuckTales. Woo!
Yeah, the OG Capcom DuckTales game on the 8-bit Nintendo is insanely good.
Oh, and another one was Darkwing Duck.
Yes.
When there's trouble, you call DW. Let's get dangerous. Yeah, that shit was cold too.
Or rewrite history. That's right. Yeah, and then there was a cartoon I found it was a British cartoon called Danger Mouse. Did you ever watch that?
Danger Mouse.
It was a white mouse and he had a little hamster for a second. It was James Bond, basically.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah,
it was on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it was this dude right here. Danger Mouse.
Okay.
And his buddy Penfold.
Did he have a British accent or something?
Yeah. I remember being in 3rd grade and his flying James Bond car ran out of gas and they said they needed more petrol.
Yeah.
And that's when I found out what petrol was.
Danger Mouse. He kind of had that what was that Americana kind of accent, but it was British. Oh, Rescue Rangers, yeah. Chip and Dale, Rescue Rangers.
Did you know something? I saw this on the internet like a year or two ago, but I saw it again this week. You know Chip and Dale in that show? Do you know who they were dressed like?
Or were they? But they were dressed like Magnum PI and Indiana Jones were dressed like them because they came out first.
No. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers came out in the mid to late 80s.
Oh, Chip and Dale. Yeah, but didn't they wear that when they were Chip and Dale or they didn't wear anything?
No, they were butt ass naked, just stealing like.
Yeah, they were just little squirrels. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Hey, Magnum PI, that's respect. Didn't have the mustache, but that's okay.
There's another great intro song is the Magnum PI opening. Holy shit.
Oh,
when I was in kindergarten, we went to Hawaii for a while, and I went to elementary school there for a little bit. And my mom met Magnum PI out at a restaurant with my aunt and uncle, and she got his like autograph or whatever. He mailed her an autographed like black and white headshot.
Damn, and that's his way of saying what's up.
I don't know, but I had it in my room. She just gave it to me because obviously, like, what, you're gonna give it to my dad. So she gave it to me. So I had an autograph 8.5 by 10 black and white Tom Selleck in my room growing up.
Hey, that's amazing. I wish I had one of those. But in Magnum PI, that was a great one. MacGyver, but I think one of the best ones, of course, A-Team. But I think one of the best, or the best maybe, was Knight Rider.
Yes, yeah, that's a great one.
Knight Rider was fucking.
Michael, what was up with the computer in that car, Michael?
Yep, he was always breathing hard. Kit, I'm hurt real bad, Kit. Hold on, Michael. And you see the gas pedal go. And the bad guys who were the gang of black and Latino kids standing around it about to fucking try to break into it. Just like, whoa! And Kit goes, excuse me. and goes to get Michael.
I remember he pushed a button on one episode and his license plate flipped over. I thought it was so cool.
Now, is that a bass or a keyboard?
Oh, this got to be keyboard.
So
good. Oh, it's such a better time. Now we have fucking diversity Star Wars.
Oh my God.
And
Dude,
Airwolf had a great
Airwolf was a shit, man. Yeah.
It had another bass just destroying at the beginning.
That's probably the same guy. He's rich now and he just did bass.
He's like got a guy with the cigarette hanging out his mouth. He's all, yeah, I just finished up that shit for DuckTales. What do you need for this? Airwolf? Everything.
What is it? Give me an idea. What is it?
Ducks, wolves, it's all animal shows. What the fuck?
All right, let's go. He's like, I don't need no practice. Hit it. Fucking skips right into it. He's a professional.
Yeah. I wonder what it's like Muddy Johnson. He was just the bass session.
Dude,
musician.
he was just the guy. And they bring in different writers and he was still in there. Oh man.
Oh dude.
This guy, the guy doing this, he had the keyboard tie.
Right.
For sure.
Oh, it's so good. And it had fucking Ernest Borgnine. Ernest
Come on, you
got Laser Mission. He was hot off a Laser Mission right before he made it.
He just stepped off the plane. They're like, hey, Ernest, we got this thing for you. He's young. He's a pilot. Whatever. He's like, I just did Laser Mission. It can't get worse than this. But you could totally tell, like, they had the young guy, Jan Michael Vincent.
Yeah.
And so they needed an older guy, a more established actor to kind of anchor the show. Ernest Borgnine. Booyakasha.
I fucking loved Airwolf as a kid.
Do the A-Team.
Oh.
If you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team. And they fucking shoot the A into the...
Oh, so good, dude.
Hey guys, special forces guys. We're gonna lock you in this warehouse, okay? Don't use anything, but there's a car that runs, there's a bunch of sheet metal, there's welding tanks and torches, and there's like a barrel of gunpowder. But you guys just stay here locked in this warehouse. We're gonna take off. We've already told you where we're gonna be, what we're gonna do, but we're gonna take off. Be good, honor system, pinky promise. You guys don't break out of here. What they do every fucking week. See ya.
Exactly what everyone thought they couldn't.
I remember one time Mr. T fucking took one of his rings off and used it as a nut for a screw. I was like, hey, ring on? He just took it off and screwed it on. I was like, this is
I remember this one where there was this guy, he was a complete fool, and Mr. T pitied him. It was crazy.
He pitied a lot of fools, man. If you want to be honest.
He pitied that guy so hard, dude.
How'd he die? Too much pity. Mr. T pitied his ass. Oh, it's unfortunate. But I would have to say,
imagine me.
This is not as hardcore, no bass, but this is up there with greatest 80s.
Oh, what?
Look at what's happened to me.
I can believe it myself.
Suddenly I'm up on top of the world.
Should have been somebody else.
They wrote such great theme songs.
I'm walking on air. Never thought I could
be so free. He.
I'm flying away on two things: a wing and a prayer. Who could it be? Believe it or not. It's just me. It's just me. That's it.
There's an episode of Seinfeld where George doesn't want to talk to his girlfriend or something, and George is just indulging himself. I think he's like not working and he's staying home and just eating and watching TV. And his answer machine changes to that song. It's like, believe it or not, George isn't at home.
Great.
Right. See, none of the miser has it right there.
Beautiful, man. But our last one.
I need to make like an iTunes music list of these hit songs. I never thought about making a list of those.
When I used to work at Traders, when I first started in 2008, I was still working at the radio station. So I go in the studio and I burn CDs to play like over the intercom after we were closed and shit. And I did one that was all like theme songs, all the best theme songs. This one right here, it's not an action adventure show, but this is one of the coldest TV intros ever.
Thank you for being a friend.
Right.
Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if
You hear those like crash cymbals or whatever right there?
That's all that guy did was crash cymbals, and he was the best.
And then
I need crash cymbals guy. I need bass guy.
Right.
Stat.
You know, he's kind of holding the bass up really high too. You know, he's just up here.
Well, that's the only way to get those licks, man. You got to hold that shit up by your ear, almost like a violin.
And he just has that cigarette just barely stuck to his lip with some dried spittle.
Barely.
Oh shit.
Because I don't even know rehearsal. Let's go.
Here's one from my childhood that I didn't know was a real song until about 20 years after I heard it.
Really?
I was at this. I'll show it to you real quick. Hold on. Okay, so this was a video game my brother bought. I never saw the Goonies movie till like 5 years ago. I just missed it growing up. But we had the video game. I did not understand the video game at all because I didn't know anything about the movie. Now, if you play the old Nintendo, the music isn't bad, but it's not great. But I remember playing this. I would play this. I would be like, this is so good for a Nintendo game. Why is this such good music? I always wondered my whole life. Then I finally watched the Goonie movie or whatever, like, oh, this was a real song by Cyndi Lauper. I had no idea. Did you know that? I'm sure you knew that. Did you know that that was a real song by Cyndi Lauper?
I didn't.
You did not?
But that's like that quintessential 80s video game sound. You know, they all kind of sounded like that. And I know I said the last one, but I totally lied.
In 1972, a crack commando unit was sent to prison by a military court for a crime they didn't commit. These men promptly escaped from a maximum security stockade to the Los Angeles underground. Today, still wanted by the government, they survive as soldiers of fortune. If you have a problem, if no one else can help, and if you can find them, maybe you can hire the A-Team.
Dude, when that show came on, it was everything.
It was awesome. Brandon says, hope it does get bad. Never seen the I didn't see the Goonies till I was an adult. Don't worry, Brandon. Watch it. It's fun. It's really fun. And a comic book I'm working on is in that vein. It's fun. It's Goonies. It's Scooby-Doo. It's Stranger Things. It's the fun kids solving a slightly spooky mystery. That's another comic book I'm working on too. It's going to be really a blast. Real quick, I'll show you this and then we'll get back to whatever the hell we're doing because we are barely into this movie. We're going to have to start burning on this thing.
We'll catch up. Don't worry.
But, okay, so that Nintendo song, right, for the Goonie video game. Now listen to this.
When last I saw Cindy, things were going from bad.
WrestleMania was so big that all the wrestlers were in this video for some reason.
Lou Albano.
There's a really long, like, thing at the beginning.
It's like a movie.
Yeah. It's like, hold on.
The Iron Sheik.
This is like 3 minutes at the beginning.
Rowdy Piper.
But yeah, this is like the theme song for the Goonies movie. But yeah,
Lou Albano.
That video game had the exact same, and I always wonder, why is this music in this video game so good? Yeah, that was a lifelong mystery for me. Why that was such a good song.
And all three of them are gone. Roddy Piper, Lou Albano, and Iron Sheik.
Wow. Iron Sheik and my favorite American author, Cormac McCarthy, died on the same day. Weird. Yeah. Cormac McCarthy wrote, he did No Country for Old Men and The Road, Blood Meridian, all those like horrifically violent westerns that he wrote.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, No Country for Old Men was fucked up.
What's the most you've ever lost on a bet?
Dude. That dude's cold. What's his name? He has a French sounding name.
In that movie, his name is Anton Chigurh.
But the actor.
He's Javier Bardem. He's Spanish.
Bardem. But his last name sounds French. Javier Bardem.
Right.
Yeah, he's good.
What time do you close? Now we close now. Now is not a time.
He's so scary.
He's so terrible in that movie.
Oh man. But kind of, I kind of respected him. He was just doing his job.
Yeah.
Doing his job.
It's a great book. It's a great book. Right now I'm into Richard Stark's books, Parker. Oh, they're so good. It's all about this criminal, but he only steals from organizations. He doesn't steal from people. He'll steal from banks. He'll steal from big companies.
Like
but he's always killing bad guys because bad guys are always trying to double cross him and kill him and steal the stuff he steals. And they're so well written. They made a few movies from Parker. I've talked about this before. Most famously,
Jason Statham.
Point Blank. Well, Jason Statham did Parker.
He was in that movie Parker.
Right, and it was based on the Parker novels. Mm-hmm. There's like 28 Parker novels, and they're fucking amazing. They're so good. I'm doing 2 of them right now. One an audiobook while I draw. One is a real like Kindle book that I read in bed at night. So I'm juggling 2 of them because I can't get enough of these. So Blood Meridian, go read now. Blood Meridian is my favorite book of all time. It has the most. You think that Anton Chigurh from No Country for Old Men is creepy and evil? The judge, that's his name in Blood Meridian. He's the leader of this gang of outlaw cowboys. He is the most evil. I think, and I'm not kidding, I think he might be the devil. They never say that, but he does the most bizarre, weird, creepy things. And like the most chilling line of that book is a line I've never forgot. They're sitting around the campfire talking about life and existence and this and that. And he seems to know everything, the judge, and no one knows who he is. And he's just so violent. And they're talking about reality and life. And he says that exists without my knowledge exists without my consent. And I was like, that is ice cold.
That's cold shit.
It's the Blood Meridian is one of it's my favorite book. I think it's insane. Anyway, they discover the cocaine inside of the ice. This ain't good for nobody.
Yeah. So they bring in those guys to kind of rough these dudes up. You didn't see what you saw, and but nothing happens. And so, of course, you're going into this movie knowing that Bruce Lee's in it, so somebody's going to get their ass whooped, but it hasn't happened yet. So you're like, what the fuck? Come on, when is he gonna?
Right.
He's gonna beat somebody's ass,
right? Because you thought it'd be at the fruit stand, you thought it'd be at the Domino House.
Yeah.
Now you think it's gonna be here, and they're teasing you. Kara reminds me of something I saw earlier today on Twitter. In just a few hours, it will be 80 years. The 80th anniversary of the landings at Normandy in World War II.
D-Day.
Where we lost thousands and thousands and thousands of American boys on those.
Crazy.
Days. Yeah. So, yeah, absolutely. My grandfather's World War II veteran. Now he was in the Pacific Theater, which was equally horrific in different ways. But for sure, all
definitely
praise and glory and honor out to those guys that they never got to grow old. A lot of those guys never got to have kids. They never got to see. I had a sad thought as a child about war, and it stuck with me the rest of my life. Must have been 2nd or 3rd grade. I was thinking about like Star Wars movies and warfare movies. I thought, the men that die in the middle of the war, before the war's decided or this and that, don't you think they have tortured final moments of dying, thinking about their mom and their loved ones and maybe their sweetheart back home and all that? That's all awful. But then the most horrific thought you could have, I think, as a soldier is thinking, oh my God, is my side going to lose? Are they going to go to my homeland and invade it and take it over? Do you think, because that disturbed me so much as a kid, I thought, do they think that? And it's like, I want to tell them, no, we're okay now. We're okay. Your sacrifice helped us. And like they died not knowing if it worked. They died not knowing if we won. That's terrible.
Boy, that's some deep shit for a 3rd grade.
I thought that when I was a little kid, and it disturbed the hell out of me.
Yeah, I think so. Jeez, David.
I don't know. You've never thought that? I've always wondered about that. I wish there was a way for them.
Not that particular thought, but yeah, that is scary to be like facing your death, knowing you're going to die. What does that feel like? What does dying feel like? You know, those guys who didn't just take one to the head and, you know, lights out immediately. You know, a chest shot or a gut shot, you know, dying. What is that? What does that feel like when the lights finally go out, and then what happens next?
Right. But
Cool.
just thinking about,
So on that note, no, go ahead, finish your thought, man.
But yeah, I just think the thought of them dying and then thinking about their home back in Pennsylvania or wherever, and thinking of their home being overrun by the Nazis and the Japanese and everyone in America being killed and imprisoned and like that. If they thought about it, that would be a nightmarish thing to wonder. I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
well, hopefully they were able to look down and see what happened.
Hopefully. Many of them were 17 to 20 years old, standing on those beaches. It changes the way you see things. It was as if I felt the battle still going on. It was, I just don't have words. Yeah, one of my goals, Kara, is to take my grandfather's cowboy hat, which I have over there. I have a lot of my grandfather's old stuff, and take my grandfather's cowboy hat on a trip with me to the island of Okinawa, because that is one of the places he ended up in World War II. But he was island hopping, which I've heard was hell on earth, a nightmare.
Carnage.
Just brutal. I've listened to some podcasts about the history of the brutality of the might of the Japanese warriors, how brutal they were. And that's no insult to them. They were like formidable opponents, you know, and as warriors should be, you know, even though they weren't on our side, you know, that's how warriors should be. And I've heard it was just hell on earth. And my grandpa would not talk about it. He told me like two things, but he wouldn't. Yeah. World War II did not come up. He did not want to talk about what went on over there. So I couldn't imagine. But he was a poor Mexican kid. His mother died in the teens. He was born in 1918. His mother died, I think, when he was less than a year old. He had 10 siblings. He had to drop out of school at 3rd grade to help make money for the family, the Great Depression. He married his high school sweetheart weeks or months before she died because he knew she was dying. She had tuberculosis. So my grandfather married his high school sweetheart. They didn't know how to have kids, but he married her, you know, because he loved her and he wanted to marry her because she was going to die. She died. And then, you know, he worked as like a ranch hand and a cowboy and odd jobs and this and that. And then he got drafted into World War II, and he met my grandmother at Fort Bliss down in Texas near El Paso. That's where he met my grandma, because she was from Juarez, I guess, which is across the border. Or her family was from Juarez. I think she was an American. She was from El Paso. But yeah, man, we owe them everything. Those people, everything. You know? Yeah.
So what a brutal, vicious battle. That whole.
I've told this before. Many, I don't know if you remember it. The only story he ever told me about World War II was being in some sort of building or structure, I don't know, on one of those islands, and it got shelled and it blew up the building, killed so many of his fellow soldiers, but it didn't kill him and a couple other guys. And then the Japanese foot soldiers ran up on the destroyed building and were bayoneting and shooting the guys that were not quite dead. And I guess my grandfather just like hid in some rubble and played dead, and they walked past him and didn't kill him. One Japanese guy makes a decision, dude, and I'm not here, you know?
Crazy.
One Japanese guy looks at my grandma and goes, that guy doesn't look dead. And then I'm not, like, I never even existed, you know?
And the survivor's guilt that those guys felt, you know, why me? Why not me? Why did I survive? Why did you take, you know, Johnson or whatever, who was this great kid? You know, all he wanted to do was get home and fucking drive his 42.
You know, the night before you're making jokes and looking at your picture of your girlfriend with your buddies and talking about what you're going to do when you get back. And then his fucking brains are all over the wall the next day.
Yeah.
So,
and, you know, just because they're older people and we didn't have the fancy names for everything and therapy and all that, what they went through was just as brutal.
Yeah. Secretary Usher says, well, no, Biden's uncle got eaten by cannibal.
Yeah, he got off easy. He crashed in the ocean and got eaten by cannibals.
Speaking of eating things, the show sponsor, the golden one himself, is here. Mr. Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan, how you doing?
Hey, brother.
Hey, someone in the chat brought up cannibals. Is there anything that people are not allowed to eat at Pastamania?
Oh, definitely human skin, brother. I don't like that kind of flesh, brother. I do like a slow roasted piece of beef, brother. Pull apart, make a nice rangoon out of it, brother. A nice ratatouille, if you will, brother.
Now, what would you say to anyone, since D-Day's coming up in a few hours here? It'll be the 80th anniversary of the great, great sacrifice of the American soldiers over there. What would you say to anyone that wanted to disrespect the memory of those people? What would you tell them if they walked into Postamania with a hat? I saw a lady at Home Depot once, and her hat said "America was never great" on it. What would you do to not do to a lady that was wearing a hat like that in Postamania?
Well, I'm not a sayer, brother. I'm kind of a doer, brother. That's how I became Hulk. The Hulkamaniac, the ultimate Hulkamaniac, brother. So I'm coming over that counter, brother. I'm walking right up to that lady. Hey, nice hat. Kicking her in the gut, brother. Stole cone, stunning her, brother, and leg dropping that bitch to death, brother.
To death? No, Hulk,
no, that's it, brother. It's all or nothing in Postamania, brother.
Oh my goodness! Now, do you still have the red, white, and blue ropes to come out of the kitchen? They were in that. You have to open the ropes to leave the kitchen into the dining room.
Always, brother. The staff doesn't like it, brother, but that's how I roll, brother. And I walk to those ropes, and I get on the back of that red and yellow Harley, brother, and I ride off into that Florida sunset, brother.
Oh my goodness! Now, I heard you were going to add some new wrestling moves to the experience of the restaurant. You've installed turnbuckles at every table, and you're going to now. This is what I read online on Twitter X. You're training the weights have to climb up on the turnbuckle, somersault, and then serve the food onto the table.
That's right, brother. If it's your birthday, they do a Jimmy Superfly snook off the turnbuckle onto your table, brother, with a brownie that has a candle in it, brother.
Oh my goodness. Now, how's it been going? I know you've been kind of testing it on Tuesdays when it's not as busy. Kids eat free. Has it gone well? Are they able to stick the landing and serve the brownie with the candle and all that? Or
all the staff's fine, brother. It's the customers that I'm worried about, brother. A lot of neck braces and crutches, brother. But there's pasta and this gravy so good they come back, brother.
Now what do you do about are the kids getting scared of these violent moves to serve them their birthday brownie?
No, they're laughing, brother. I do it to their older sibling who teases them and messes with them, brother. The little kids like it, brother.
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, last thing here. Florida, it's a great free state. It's a great American state. If there's anything you could say to people maybe moving from blue states into Florida, what advice would you give a blue state liberal with purple hair coming into Postamania saying, I like all this freedom in Tampa. I think I want to move down here. What would you tell them?
I tell them, look up here, brother, because I have my dick out right now, brother. They be looking down at that Hulkamania hammer, brother. And I say, don't bring your bullshit here, brother. You join Florida. You don't change it, brother. And wash that shit out of your hair, brother.
All right. That's good advice. Hulkamania, kids eat free on Tuesdays. We'll talk to you later. Thank you for your sponsorship. We really appreciate you.
See you, brother.
There he goes on the red and yellow Harley.
Red and yellow Harley. Riding that Florida sunset. Sounds beautiful.
Look at this. Just more fake news. Breaking news.
Bullshit.
Postamania will indeed be opening at Raider Stadium this year.
Mm-hmm.
Spoke to Raider Hulk earlier today. The deal is done. Get out of here.
Raider Hulk's like the NWO Hulk.
Look at this. Look at this. What kind of food would they serve at Raider Mania?
I'm kind of dumb, brother, because I'm the Raider Hulk, brother.
Takis and hot Cheetos.
Yeah, we serve 40 ounces here, brother, and hot Cheetos, brother.
Micheladas.
We have a parole officer in the stadium, brother.
I remember a news story I saw in the 90s where the police, this is not even a joke, it was something like they did like free Raider ticket giveaway or something. They sent like these messages to these guys who were all, jump bail or whatever. They were wanted criminals, and they showed up to get their free Raider tickets and then arrested all of them.
I love when the cops do that. Shit is hilarious. Hey, you want a new dryer? They show up, hey, where's my dryer?
My daughter did to a bunch of people. I'm gonna have to reveal something to you because I think she told me she did it to you too.
Oh, great.
She found an app that said it'll hide your phone number, and you write to people, Chipotle, text back, Bowlicious if you want a free Chipotle.
Oh, she did. She did that to me. I was like, what the fuck? I blocked it.
She was doing it to all my wife's friends. And when people write back Bowlicious, she would write back fat ass.
I just fucking erased it or blocked it. I was like, what the fuck, Chipotle? I don't even like Chipotle. I fucking hate Chipotle. Damn it, Mimi. That was you. All right. That's how we're gonna play it. Is that what we're doing here? Yeah.
I think Chipotle sucks. I don't like it.
Yeah, it's shit.
I saw someone on Twitter say Chipotle is the Latin X of Mexican food.
Yeah, it's a Latinx. Fucking Mexican. It's disgusting.
Man. All right, we gotta.
Hell no.
We're still in the beginning of this movie, dude.
Yeah, let's get to it.
Okay, so go back to Domestic Bliss with Chow Mei. She's feeding her. So everyone made it back there after a long day of work. And then we meet this guy. He's like an underboss. He works for Big Boss, running the ice house, running the drug smuggling in the big blocks of ice.
Yeah, and he kind of manages. The ice factory.
Right.
Like that's his place. Make sure the drugs get through. They come in and get shipped off to the right place. So that's his area. He's like one of the satellite office drug spots.
Right. And they don't like that this guy found that cocaine and was holding it up and waving it around. Hey, look what I found hidden in the ice. I wonder
so much powder. I wonder
if there's more of this hidden in all the ice.
I have so much energy now. Idiot. So yeah, he messed up.
Yeah. So they give him a little bit of a violent send-off. And they put him in a block of ice to get rid of his body.
Everything's in the ice.
I feel like these bad guys have a very limited repertoire of technique. I think all of their crimes are ice-based crimes.
That's where they put everything. They don't have trash cans. They just put it in the fucking ice.
Prostitution on ice beds.
Everything's on ice.
We're gonna do horse racing on an ice rink.
It makes the Johns get out of there quicker because it's so cold.
Everything is ice-based with these guys. All ice-based crimes.
Very, very niche.
You stab a man to death with an icicle, the evidence melts.
Duh. I remember my mom reading a book. My mom loved reading books, and she read one where the guy was killing people with ice bullets, and so then they would melt, and there'd be no evidence.
You know, the trippiest thing I read in a similar vein, there was a 2009 comic book written by Grant Morrison. He's a great, I don't know if he's Irish or British. I don't know. He's European. He's a great comic book writer. And I think he publicly says he's into psychedelic drugs. So some of his ideas are quite wild. If he doesn't say he's publicly into psychedelic drugs, I apologize, but I have heard that. I don't know if it's a fact, but I don't think it's a thing he has hidden. I could be wrong about that, but I feel like I'm right. Anyway, he wrote about a guy being assassinated in a fucking comic book. One of the weirdest things. I think only drugs will give you this idea. A guy shot a bullet that traveled through time. So it would go back like years later or years in the future and then shoot a guy when he was like crossing the street or whatever. So
that's pretty cool.
Hey, man, what if like the bullet traveled through time, man?
Although that idea was probably steeped in narcotics, it's a pretty interesting idea.
Oh, I thought it was a fantastic idea. Let's see. Yeah, it was a book called Final Crisis. That's right. And someone got killed by a time-traveling bullet.
It's a pretty decent idea.
Yeah. So anyway,
pretty decent.
Ice-based crimes. That's right.
Only ice-based.
Right. What's this guy's name again?
Shu Shane.
So he shows up to confront this guy with his John Waters mustache. Oh, and the Hitler mustache was when I started watching the Wrong movie, the Chinese Connection Part 2, it had that guy with the Hitler mustache, the little like secretary of the bad guy school.
Yep.
It had that same guy with the same damn mustache again. So Shu Shane is like confronting the guy about what the hell's going on here. So-and-so's missing.
Yeah, he says, we haven't seen him. What the fuck?
I would love it if he said, I'm sure he's just chilling out.
Yeah. Don't worry, he's somewhere being real cool.
I told him to take a chill pill.
Yeah, some shit like that. But he, he's like, what the fuck, man? Where's our friend, our friend or the cousin? I think the cousins. And now they're sitting around, hey, I haven't seen him, since yesterday. What the hell? I'm going to go up to the boss's house, the big boss's house, and see if I can get some answers.
So he goes up to Big Boss's estate, which I think is a great estate. Every bad guy should have a gorgeous mansion with greyhounds or Doberman pinchers and guards everywhere, and they do. And the
Doberman
big boss,
pinciers.
yeah, here's the big boss right here. You know, he's got that gold. Now, is that the gold chain and the jade that Bruce Lee had at the beginning, or is it just a coincidence?
That's just kind of a pocket watch kind of thing.
Okay.
But he is one of the guys who poisoned his master in Chinese Connection. He's the one who's like, so why did you kill my teacher in the kitchen and punched him like 5 times in the chest?
But he wasn't Japanese Nipples.
No, he wasn't Nipples. He wasn't Nipples McGee. He was the guy who was standing in there telling Nipples, hey, quiet down. He's a great fighter. I don't care. He's a kid. He's a punk. And so he ended up getting his ass.
So Pink Shirt. Now he's the son of the big boss, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and he's asking him, how's everything going down at the ice factory? It's like, oh, it's going great, Pop. We got these new girls, man. I'll bring you some. It's like, oh, really? Yeah, it's like a real scumbag. And all these girls, obviously, you can tell by their lack of smiles that they don't want to be there.
What? Are they poor women that he's taking advantage of through money and violence?
Unfortunately.
And then his son was trying to force that woman to kiss him, and his henchman was trying to fondle that other lady's face. I see a pattern with these guys. They're real pieces of shit, these guys.
They're all around bad guys.
Yeah, these are bad dudes. And neither Jericho and I are feminists either. And we think these guys are just the worst of the worst. You know,
with just the pieces of shit.
Oh, none the miser. Most ice-based crimes end up in slush funds. I'm going to take you.
I think all of them do.
I'm going to take you to the house, Senator. The ice house.
Man.
So he's come here to find out why his buddy is missing, the buddy that found the cocaine from the factory, the ice factory, why he's missing. And of course, the henchman is like, nah, and has him surrounded by bad guys. He gets into a pretty bloody, brutal fight here. And they proceed to gang up on him.
Yeah, they stab the shit out of him.
Yeah, it's not cool. He was just asking questions. He just wanted to know where his friend was. So he was kind of the big dog. He was a sheepdog, this guy. You know, he was a guardian. He protected people. He knew a little bit how to throw hands and stuff. He was a little bit of a tough guy. He wasn't Bruce Lee, but he wasn't afraid to mix it up. And he got in a very ice-based crime. They put him on ice. The son of the big boss comes out and says, hey, boys, put him on ice.
Hey, put him on ice, Shay. Yeah, Shay. Shu Shane, he got fucked up. And he got killed by the boss's son. You can see old Pink Shirt. Actually, it's Salmon. You can see old Pink Shirt there getting in the mix, and he kills Shu Shane.
Right.
Not cool.
So then back at home, they don't know where Shu Shane is. They don't know where the other guy that found the cocaine is. Things are not happy. And the girl is fed up. What is the girl fed up with Bruce and Open Shirt here for? I don't remember what she's fed up about because nothing is happening. All the bad stuff is happening and no one's doing anything.
Yeah, she's like, you guys aren't doing shit. You're just sitting around here fucking around. You're not out there looking for Shu Shane. Again, she's the mom, of the house. She kind of, hey, what the hell are you guys doing? Get your shit together. Go look for Shu Shane.
Now, woke Hollywood. This is how you write a strong female character. What? This woman embraces the idea of traditional femininity and masculinity, as she knows part of the woman's job is to encourage and support the men. She herself is not going to go be an ass kicker because she weighs 120 pounds. You know, she will not be able to beat anyone up, but she knows she can tell the men, hey, what are you doing? You're not living up to your masculine ideal. Come on now. You know, so I like it. She takes care of the house and feeds them. And
but she also puts a little fire under that ass.
Nothing wrong with that if it's righteous. Nothing wrong with it. So he goes back to Fruit Stand Gal or Steam Bun Gal, says hello to her. And then they head on over to talk to the henchman here who runs the ice house. Like, hey, where's our buddy who found the cocaine? Your cocaine, by the way, because we don't do drugs. We just say no. And where's Shu Shane? What in tarnation is going on here? This is supposed to be an honest ice house. What are you people up to?
And he so they're all like kind of we're not doing shit until we find not only Shu Shane, but remember the other dude.
Right, the guy that found the drugs. Yeah.
Both those guys are missing. So they're like, hey, we're not working anymore until we get some answers. Period.
Right. So then he brings in some of his roughnecks, right? To cause a rush. So then it starts up. A lot of dudes, A lot of dudes just fighting it out in the ice factory.
Well, where else you gonna fight?
Right. Now look at this. Now finally, you've been waiting in this movie for maybe almost the better part of an hour for Bruce Lee to kick someone's ass.
Correct.
And his buddy here who lives at the house with him with the open shirt. Now he has a black eye. These thug guys from the drug dealer, they're beating up all the ice house workers. And I caught some of the looks on Bruce's face here, Jericho. You don't ever, now rest in peace, Bruce Lee, but if he were alive, you would never want him to give you this look.
This is, so can you go back one? So the chubby one, he's not a real fighter. I mean, he's kind of in there throwing a couple blows, but fighting's not his thing. No. And he's saying, hey, look, we're getting our asses kicked. Aren't you going to do something? And he pulls, every time he's going to fight, he pulls that jade ring out, right, or circle, whatever. And he looked at jade medallion and he looks at it like, and he tells him, he's all, I made a promise a long time ago that I can't fight. He's like, but we're getting our asses whooped. So the henchmen are obviously getting the best of the cousins and the workers who are striking, you know, who don't want to fight until they or work until they get some answers. And so he said, look, we're getting fucked up out there. And so then one of the bad guys gets pushed over and he has like an ice hook in his hand. And so he gets pushed into Bruce Lee, Chang Chawan, and Bruce Lee pushes him. And when he pushes him, the hook hooks onto his necklace and he breaks it. And he looks down and the jade thing fell and it's broken in half. So the next scene right there, that's where he goes, ah, boom, boom, fucks up like 2-3 dudes. And they're at his feet. You can see where he's turned like that and they're at his feet. And he goes, and then go back one, Gabe. So this is one of the coolest parts of the movie. Definitely some of the coolest lines. And he looks at him, he's all, get out of here. You bastards can't push us around. You want to fight? I'll take you on. And then you're like, oh shit, now we're gonna see him, because he just served up like 2 dudes. That was nothing. Right. You know, we're like, oh shit, now you know we're gonna see some people get fucked up, and he doesn't disappoint. And so they send over, you know, those 3 guys on the left, they run up like fools, bap, 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 puts them down, and then he holds his pose. After he drops his foot, he holds it in his pose. And he's just sitting there kind of bouncing, waiting for some more. And so the guy right there in the blue shirt, that's the guy at the beginning with the stick who's like, hey, you're late. And he's like fucking beating the employees and stuff. And so after he drops, let's see, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dudes down. He points at 3 of the dudes, points to them, and it goes like that. So he's basically saying, you pick these fuckers up, get them out of here. And so they do. They all limp to the bus that they showed up on. And then now they're all cheering him. Hey, Chang Chawan, hey, fucking, I didn't know you could fight like that. Hey, you're awesome. And he's like, no, I didn't want to. And then so he's looking around for the necklace. They're cheering him on and he's kind of enjoying it. And he goes, oh shit. And he looks around and he finds his necklace and it's broken. So he's like, it's mixed emotions. He's happy that he just whooped their ass and saved everybody, but he's sad because he broke his necklace and his promise to his mommy.
All right. So they carrying him back to the village. You know, he's the conquering hero. Mm-hmm. He saved all the factory workers, and then they're dancing in front of the house. The little makeshift family they have there of different cousins.
Yeah, they're like marching and shit. Because that letter, if you go back one, that letter that was posted on the wall, it's saying that Chang Chawan is. You can see on the left, it's in that, you know, kind of that Southeast Asian.
Right.
You know,
that's more the
Taiwanese.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it's in Chinese there. And so it's saying that Chang Chawan is the new foreman. He's taking the place of the guy with the stick. And so they hoist him up and they're like, oh man, that's cool. You're the boss now. You got promoted. Awesome. And so they're all happy and they're marching in front of the house and they're having a little celebration. And then he's telling them right there, hey, I'm going to go get some answers from these fools. You know, I want to find out what's going on. And let's see. Have we gotten to the pictures of him partying?
No, here's where he goes to dinner with the ice house manager.
So wait,
he gets a little sloppy.
Before this, he when he's go back one, he went up to the office and was talking to him, and he comes down and tells them, hey, you know, they're doing the best they can. They're looking at the same bullshit that they told him. Right. So now they're pissed at him. That they're like, fuck you, and they walk away because they figure, hey, you were just one of them. You're supposed to be helping us out. So they're pissed at him. And then the next scene, that's when he goes, the foreman there, he invites him to a party because, you know, the classic, hey, work for us, with your skills, no one can fuck with us. So you got all these women, and there's a forum, and all the bad guys who he was kicking the shit out of this afternoon. Now he's sitting down breaking bread with them. And they got good food, they got liquor, they got some women. Good
guys,
time.
Sometimes on this channel we get questions from some of the younger guys about dating and about women. When a woman looks at you this way, it's a good sign.
You're in. You're in. Literally. You were in there like swimwear. They look at you like that, look at you like you're a snack. Yeah, you're good to go. Your Twinkie is going to get stinky for sure. Yeah. And this is something you don't see.
Huh.
Like, look at that, how full that glass is of brown liquor. She's getting fucked up. That's Hennessy right there.
Yeah.
Look at the bottle. That's Hennessy.
Damn.
He's drinking that brown. It's going down. So this is something I don't think we see this in any other Bruce Lee movie. Bruce Lee's all fucked up. He's drunk.
Oh, I got some funny pictures of it. So yeah, here he is with the bad guys having dinner with the drug lord henchman and this woman of ill repute. I'll put it that way.
So ill.
And his new family, they're at home shirtless, sitting on the floor, just probably eating rice and a minuscule amount of meat. He's over here living like in the luxury with this hua staring him down. She probably didn't break eye contact, and she's all with the fucking Hennessy.
Yeah, she probably put the glass in her mouth and then just put her head back and drink it like this. He's like, it ain't that thick. So they're sitting on the floor eating like goat tails and shit, and he's just having a good time. And they have a bunch of and you can see the Band-Aid on his finger. Like, Bruce Lee's really like doing shit. He's really getting hurt on the set and doing his thing. And so they have a bunch of bamboo shoots tied together, bound together, and he fucking breaks them in half. They hold it and he fucking boom, like a karate chop with his fist.
None of the Maja says she's looking at him like you hung low.
One hung low.
Yeah, so she's getting loaded, he's getting loaded, and the girl's back at home. You got a nice girl at home, Bruce. A nice girl.
Chow Mei.
She's nice. She cooks. She's clean. She doesn't drink like a whore. She doesn't dress like a tramp.
Yeah, but Chow Mei's not sucking it from the back. So,
that's not everything, Jericho.
but it's something.
Look at this look here. Oh, we've all been there.
Hate it. Been there, bro. Oh my goodness.
I'm so
you can always trace it back to that one drink you shouldn't have had, where you should have stopped.
I think this summer I quit drinking in 2017. Never literally had a drop since. And I never liked alcohol. I always hated the way it tasted, and it wasn't for me. I know for some people it's just fine. It works for them. It was never for me.
Yep.
But just prayed about it one day, never drank again, ever. So this middle of August this year will be 7 years. I hadn't had a drop of alcohol. So it causes a lot of trouble sometimes. Not great.
And when you tell people you don't drink, you almost feel like you have to let them know. Or when you say, yeah, I don't drink anymore. I haven't drank since 2017. You almost have to let them know. No, it wasn't anything fucked up that happened.
No, there was no DUI or nothing like that. It's just I realized this is not helping my life in any way. You get into your 30s and all that. And you're like, you know what? I should lift weights. I should pray more. I should probably not drink. Like, those are my personal choices to just like try to always improve. So, and I saw alcohol adding nothing to my life.
Yeah, I never had any kind of issue with alcohol. I've never had to have it. I really haven't drank that much in my entire life, but one day I was just like, I'm cool. So now I can't say I haven't had a drop in years. If I go, to a barbecue or something, I'll have a beer. During the football season and football season only, I'll have a beer or two when I'm watching the game. But when the season's over, that's it. So like a 6-pack will last me 3 weeks, but occasionally I do. But like I said, I haven't drank since February when the Super Bowl ended.
Wow.
So it's not like
when
there's no fucked up story attached to it.
You punched your TV after the Chiefs won in overtime.
No, I'm not a Cowboys fan.
Oh,
but it's just not, I'm not a big fan of it.
No,
and I drink, if I drink a beer, it's going to be like, like tangerine, something with a flavor, because just like a Pilsner or something, it tastes like shit. Alcohol is really not tasty. It's not. But
no, I believe people like with seafood. I know it's not bad. I know it's me. I don't like how it tastes. I feel the exact same way about alcohol. People are like, this whiskey. Like, are you kidding?
Way. No way.
Even wine, all those things like
no way.
Disgusting.
It's a lie. There's no way that
people don't love that shit, dude.
Especially a hard liquor.
Right.
There's no way you're drinking hard liquor like this is delicious.
People love it. And the worst would be like a hard liquor, not on ice, at room temperature, right? So it has even more of the flavor, all strong and everything.
Yeah, come on. You're not.
Tell me that vodka on ice doesn't taste exactly how you think paint thinner would taste.
It tastes horrible.
I've never tasted paint thinner, but I imagine it would taste something like that, you know, like
even in the movies when you got, you know, these badasses or whatever taking shots, even they have like a after they drink it because it tastes fucking horrible.
I live in the American Southwest. I go to Vegas a lot. I'm in San Diego. I live near the desert. I've been in the desert a lot. We've all been hot. When you were hot and you were dry, there's nothing like that Phoenix, Las Vegas, Mojave Desert dry heat.
Ooh.
There's nothing you want more than to quench your thirst. And it's never made sense to me how a cowboy can be so hot, sweat. He's wearing pants and a shirt and he's riding his horse through the desert and he goes into the saloon and orders whiskey.
Yeah.
Room temperature whiskey. That would not quench your thirst. Further, alcohol dehydrates you when you drink it as your body filters it out. That's even worse when you're sweating. This makes no sense to me.
No, I need one of those troughs of water like the horses got out front. Like that's more like it. But even being, especially up here in the summertime, we go out on the boat and shit like that. Yeah. And it's hot. But even when you're hot, I've had a cold beer, like an ice cold bottom of the ice chest, been in there for 4 hours beer. Like it's even too cold to hold the can on the sides.
Yeah.
And I've never drank one and been like, that's delicious.
Right.
Never.
I drink water, coffee, Diet Coke, and a Mexican Coke, a real Mexican, real sugar Coke. I'll have those.
We know what Mexican Coke is.
Mexican Coca-Cola.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I get it. They sell it here in America at Costco. So I get a big crate of it. I'll get a big thing of the Mexican Coke at Costco, and I don't drink a lot of soda because I don't want to get fat. And it'll last me like almost a year, like 24 of those, because I'll have it once or twice a month.
Yeah. Now, cold Coca-Cola, like with ice chips on the bottle? Come on.
I watched a YouTube video yesterday about why Coca-Cola at McDonald's is better, and it's not your imagination. And they actually do all kinds of special stuff at McDonald's to the Coca-Cola with the temperature and the filtering the water and all this stuff that you're not going to get at home unless you're taking extra care at home. Did you ever notice how good the Coke at McDonald's is? It's like insanely good.
Like if somebody came, I'm here my first day in America, and you wanted to give me a drink, that's America. It's America in a bottle. When I drink this bottle, I'm going to feel as close as I can to a 10-year-old kid on a hot summer day doing the same thing, back in 1986. So not today's Coca-Cola with all the shit in it, but when Coca-Cola was good. Let's go back to like the 80s for Coca-Cola. I feel like that's the safest Coca-Cola we've ever had.
Before Cliff Huxtable gave us new Coke.
Yeah, before the Coca-Cola made you sleepy. So
you slept like a baby. I sent you that one the other day.
Nah. So, but an ice cold, you know what I mean? Ice cold. Yeah. It hurts your hand to reach to the bottom of the cooler to get this bad boy. If you gave that to somebody, that's America. That's America in a bottle.
That's what happened with Sean Connery in the Red October movie. He tasted an ice cold Coke in a glass bottle and he immediately defected from Mother Russia. That's what that movie's about. It happens off screen before the movie starts. They should have put it in the movie. It was like the prologue, but that's exactly how it started.
This is delicious.
Me and the crew used to do it.
I love the taste of the sugar pop.
Yeah, no, that Mexican Coke, you can get it at Costco. It's delish. But don't drink too much of it. You'll get fat, So I stick to 2 of those a month or something.
But wait till, have one on the 4th of July.
I'll tell you this.
Nice and cold.
Being a Southern Californian and being an aficionado of Mexican cuisine, you got to understand. My grandparents had a Mexican restaurant from the 50s until the 90s, and they had a tortilla factory attached to the restaurant. And it wasn't some little thing. They were the #1 maker and distributor of tortillas from Colorado to the West Coast back in the 60s. They got blown out, I guess, by Mission Tortilla and all that. The Mission is across the country now. But they were huge in the 60s and 70s, my grandparents. So I grew up eating like amazing Mexican food. And then living here, I go to Tijuana to get tacos and stuff like that. But like getting out those little Tijuana street tacos with a Mexican Coke, forget it, man. It's perfection. It's perfection. And I'll go back on my seafood thing here too. I actually like fish tacos, the Baja style that have the breading and they're deep fried, because they don't taste like fish. They just taste like crunchy and fatty. They don't taste like fish at all.
Some fish doesn't taste like fish. Some fish
the white ones, the real mild white ones. Yeah, it doesn't taste like fish.
You get like red snapper or something like that. Yeah, you're getting some fish.
I heard that salmon and mackerel are real stanked, you know.
Yes, I don't think I've ever had mackerel. I'm not a cat. But salmon, yeah, a nice thick piece barbecue cut salmon, get that crispy skin on the bottom. There's a place in Vegas where the lady does salmon skin taco shells.
Damn.
She just gets the skin, puts it on those taco, those shaper or the taco holders, where she puts them on the part that goes up and then puts them in a deep fryer. So now you have this deep fried salmon skin, crunchy shell, and she fills it with like raw tuna or like poke and shit, veggies and all that. But man, salmon skin.
The weirdest taco I ever had was at Chino Poblano. It's an Asian Mexican fusion restaurant at the Cosmopolitan Casino on Las Vegas Boulevard. And I got a duck. I told you this before, I think. I got a duck tongue taco. The ducks are not big animals, and their tongues are really not big. So it takes a lot of tongues to fill this taco. So you look in this taco, and there's like a dozen little duck tongues of like greasy fried meat. But there's still like little tongues in there. They're not all chopped up. And I ordered it sort of like on a dare to myself. Like, this sounds insane. Try it. It was not disgusting. That's the most I can say for it. It wasn't good. It wasn't good, but it wasn't like it wasn't like that.
That's a good place to start for a taco.
Duck tongue taco. Kind of not great. Michael Coulter's late. He was celebrating his sister's birthday. Happy birthday to your sister.
Happy birthday.
And Soviet Russia birthday celebrates you.
Happy birthday.
So anyway, Bruce is on the juice, and he's loose. Come on, that was great freestyle right there.
Lit up from the tit up.
That's right. Do you know what's going on in his head right here? I can tell you exactly. Hold on a second.
Let me see them things. That's what he's thinking.
This bottle of Hennessy Deep.
Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, aeroplanes. It's a duck blur.
And he's the only one who can hear it. He's just fucking going, dude.
He's the only one who needs to.
When you feel like this, now that thing I thought about the soldiers dying and wondering if their side would win the war. And I've always been accused by my friends of being a very deep thinker. My best friend Merlin, the Filipino guy you met, he would always tell me our entire lives since 4th grade. He'd occasionally, when I would tell him this really esoteric things, I would think he would look at me and go, "You think too much, man." And I don't know, but I had moments when I drank in the past when I was younger where you're like this, where it is lit. You are having a blast. The music's going. Everyone's laughing. And I would sometimes have this moment of clarity, like, if you're having this much fun, you are going to be throwing up hardcore tomorrow.
Oh, thanks a lot, Mom Conscience.
Right.
I'm pissed. Shit.
But yeah, that's what
what's happening.
I picture him dancing to the DuckTales song here with the being lit on that.
He earned it, man. He is shit-faced.
Yeah.
But he hasn't forgotten about old, F me eyes.
Now, hold on. She's been staring at all that. Look at this look he's giving her here.
What's up, bro?
What's up?
You looking at me. I'm looking at you.
What it do?
What it dookie?
And then the girl back home, Chow Mei, they're not official or anything, but he's not dumb. She likes him. He kind of likes her. They've been talking.
Yeah, they're walking through the fucking park and shit
It's
together.
a little bit of romantic sparkage going on. And here he is with this terrible whore, drunk as a skunk.
But why?
Yeah. And her and shirtless Joe, they're worried about him. Where is he? He said he'd be back. He was going to go check with the bad guys. Oh.
They think he's done just like the other two.
Look at. He's fallen. He's fallen into her trap.
Hey, you hate to see it.
Look at this. So deep, put her ass to sleep, like Ice Cube said.
We got that nappy dugout. But you know, especially sucks.
This is a great part. He wakes up the next morning.
Uh-oh.
After this is why I don't like to drink. You go from this guy right here, this guy right here, boom, 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 boom. You go from this guy, and now you're this guy, and guess who you get to be at around 8 in the morning? You get to be this guy. Do 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 do
Dude, he's doing the
Mentos fucking commercial. Mentos commercial going. He's running home, and look at who he runs into. And it was a whorehouse, right, with that lady in the orange.
Yes, it was.
He runs into her as she's on her way to work or go wash his laundry at the river, whatever.
To wash her drawers.
Yeah, she's gonna go wash his underwear and he stumbles out of the whorehouse. I wish I could play the video. He just kind of like looks at her, looks down, sidles, and then he takes off running. He literally runs around the corner of the building.
Uh-oh. It's bad enough that she thought you were dead all night long. But then to run into her coming out of the house.
What's that line from The Simpsons that Grandpa Simpson walks into the strip club when Bart Simpson is the hat check guy? No, it was the Principal Skinner comes in. He's all, I just wanted to know where the strip club was so I could stay away from it.
Dude, well, he did not stay away from it. He was a customer.
No, he found it. Yeah,
he found it and utilized it. Yeah. So he's in big trouble because Chow Mei is pissed.
She's wholesome. She's the kind you marry. What are you doing?
Making your breakfast, washing your laundry on the rocks and shit like it's the 1500s. Thought you were dead. Turns out you were.
You're over here doing this shit. You're over here doing this shit right here.
Someone's getting your chow mein. Man.
Boom, 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 boom.
Not good. Not good.
And that's why you don't drink, kids. Do you want to know something about alcohol? This is scientific. This is a truth. Research shows that one of the many effects that alcohol has on your brain is the decision-making center of your brain receives pleasure chemicals. Now think about what that would mean to your decision-making when you're drunk. Everything sounds like a good idea because the part of your brain that makes decisions is like, yeah.
Let's do it, man.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
So you can look that up. I remember reading that in a scientific article about 10 years ago, and it made me laugh. Like that explains so much about the lowered inhibitions. The decision-making part of your brain is being pleasured when you drink alcohol. So,
hey, do it, fool. That's what your brain is.
Two vatos, one on this shoulder, one on the other shoulder.
Hey, you won't do it.
Hey, he's a pussy. You won't do it.
Oh, fucking do it. Yeah, then you're in trouble. Then you run into your girlfriend coming out of the whorehouse, not around the corner, out the door. He's in the doorway of the whorehouse, and there's this, what should have been his lady. So
there he is.
This is just the first part. This is phase 1 to a shitty day.
Yeah.
Phase 2, he gets to the ice factory, and everybody's like, "What the fuck, man? Where were you? We thought you were dead. What happened? What did you find?" Because he told him, "I'm going to talk to the boss tonight."
He went to do some research.
To get some answers. Where's Shu Shane and the other idiot who was standing there staring at the coat? What happened to them? I'm going to get some answers. I'm managing it now. I'm going to put it to some use, to some good use. And so then he doesn't come home all night. They're like, "Where were you?" The boss. There was food. And they're like, "You motherfucker, you sold us out for a nice meal and some drinks with the boss. You piece of shit. Fuck you." And so he goes over there and they're all gathered around and he rings the bell. "All right, get back to work." And they just turn their back on him. The chubby one, he's like digging in his toes and shit, but not paying attention to him. Comes up to him, "Hey man, get to work." Just ignore him. Don't talk to him. And he's like, "Fucking assholes." Everybody's pissed at him. Because you were supposed to be getting answers. You ended up eating and drinking and fucking all night. We're sitting on the floor eating goat hooves for dinner. And you're up there drinking Hennessy,
it really is. It's awful what he did. It really is terrible what he did.
Yeah, it's fucked up. He got caught up. Chang Chong Wan got caught up in the poodle.
So Big Boss, this is the big bad guy, and his son. They're scheming. They want what's going on with their business.
He's telling them that we're getting a big shipment. It's a big opportunity. So let me take care of it, Dad. So he's like, "All right, son."
So, well, you fucked everything else up, son. I might as well let you try.
So I might as well give you the biggest responsibility of your life. They never learn. Bad guys never learn.
This could ruin the entire criminal organization. I'll let you handle it, son.
So here you go. Is your track record shitty?
Irresponsible, drunken jackass. I'll let you do it.
Here you go. Here's the most important deal of our lives. Don't be you. So yeah, he tells his dad, let me handle it, let me take care of it. And I always, since I was a kid, I'd always look at movies that were really old and be like, "What dogs are dead?"
I think the exact same thing. Think, oh, that dog's dead.
Or it's like a movie from the '60s and the old man's like 75, like that dude's dead for sure.
As a kid, I was always be like, how could someone be that old back then?
Yeah,
like it would weird me out as a kid. I don't know.
There's always been, well, not always. There hasn't always been really old people. Life used to be rough, but there are old people out there.
Yeah, so he shows up at Big Boss's estate finally.
You see, and remember those German Shepherds, those 4 German Shepherds are all laid out because they're highly trained. He's giving them orders, sit, stand, lay down, all this shit, showing how well trained they are. And 4, unless you got a gun or a sword, 4 German Shepherds is probably your last day.
Right. Chris Chappell says, interesting. Every ass beating, major beatdowns he ever experienced is when he was hammered. Only super anger is created in his brain. LOL. Well, not great. I remember when I was in college, there was a tough guy in one of my painting classes. He was a wrestler, a college wrestler. He was a pretty fit, tough guy. And he showed up to class one Monday. Both of his front teeth were gone. What happened? He got into a bar fight in Fort Collins. That's like 45 minutes away. It's another Colorado State University is in Fort Collins. We were at Greeley. That's Northern Colorado University. He got into a fight outside of a bar, and when he fell down, one of the other guys kicked him in the mouth and kicked his teeth out, and the guy got away. So then, about a week, he had like a bridge, like an old person. That metal clip thing you shove on your gums with the fake teeth. But we're like 21. Dude lost his teeth. It's terrible. Kicked right in the mouth. It was another kid I worked with in college. I worked at Home Depot with him, and he was a little guy. He was like a 5'3" guy. And he went to the Colorado football game, and it's a big rivalry game every August. And he got into a fight in the parking lot at the Denver Broncos Stadium because that's where they would play that game. And he got to like a coma for like a day or two because he got beat up so bad. Like he woke up like after a day, but he because he's a little dude. Like he was a little guy. He was the 5'3" and not thick or anything. He was a little guy. He got his ass beat at a football game. So, yeah. I don't know why people do that. They go to the Raider game. Dude, the Raider Charger games here in San Diego were legendary for their violence. You would hear it on the news and on the sports radio. I think I told you before, there was some Raider fans killed a Charger fan's dog in the parking lot at the Charger Stadium one time back in the 90s. And there was another fight at a bar downtown with the Raiders and Charger fans where either one of the fans bit the other fan's ear mostly off. Like, both teams suck. Stop fighting.
That's my team, man. The Niner-Raider games could get pretty bad sometimes when they were both in the Bay. It was Battle of the Bay every 4 years.
Yeah.
Those can get pretty crazy.
You're a loser when you're hanging your self-image off a pro sports team.
Dude,
like if it's actually serious to you, like you don't have much going on in your own life.
It's everything. There's that dude who named his son Dallas Cowboy.
Don't bring that up. That's so hard. Oh, that
real
hurts.
Shit.
You sent me that on Instagram.
He was crying.
He was crying and saying his son was the chosen one or something.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was bad.
Oh,
but that's what we're dealing with here.
The worst thing I ever saw at a sports event. I didn't see it in person. I saw it on the internet. Secretary Nusher says his buddy has season tickets and we're going to fight almost every time. Worst thing I ever saw was a Boston Red Sox fan in the bathroom. And he was shit-faced drunk. And they usually have the one-man urinal, right? Sometimes they have that 6 or 8 foot steel trough where everyone can have a pee party together. You know the trough? Women may not know this.
That's old school.
Some cheap bathrooms just have a giant 8-foot trough. Everyone stands in front, unzip, pee. This thing is not draining properly. It's the middle of a football game. 3-4 inches of golden piss in there, cigarette butts, gum. And they dare him to run and jump and slip and slide it. And he did it. He did it. He did it.
That is so fucking disgusting. What is wrong with people?
Yeah, it was. I just Googled baseball fan jumps in. Oh, it was Wrigley Field.
Ladies, you don't understand what that is. You're talking.
Look at this. Look at this. He's standing in the trough. This thing looks like it's 20 feet long.
Dude, it has to be. Oh, that's more than 20 feet. Gee.
You've got to be kidding me. That better not be real. That better just be some joke or from some movie. It's on YouTube.
It looks real.
That can't be real. That is so.
It looks real, and it looks old enough to not be AI or anything like that.
Well, yeah, no, that video I saw it like 10 years ago, 10 years ago. I saw it. So it was before everyone was doing all the AI shit.
That is utterly disgusting. That is filthy. Ladies, you don't understand. That's not just piss. That's old piss. That's pubic hairs. That's spit.
Cigarette butts. Oh, people
snot rockets.
Hawking oysters. Oysters into there, man, you know. So, yeah, that's
probably some vomit.
This is why you don't drink. Don't drink. It's just bad ideas. Michael Coulter, Colorado State University, home of the Colorado Buffaloes. Colorado State University is the home of the Rams.
University.
Colorado is the Buffaloes. Colorado is in Boulder. Northern Colorado is in Greeley. Colorado State is in Fort Collins. And then the Air Force Academy is in Colorado Springs.
So
there you go.
Colorado Springs. There's a hotel I want to go to there. I think Dean went to Matt Marzin. Matt went to the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs.
Right.
I want to go there.
Right.
Gorgeous hotel. But anyway, that was the travel portion.
Do not jump into a urinal. Don't do that.
That's so disgusting.
Make you cringe, like how gross that is. Oof. Oof.
For nothing, by the way.
No, everyone cheered for him. That's something.
Can't take cheers with you to the doctor. Or you get your stomach pumped in the worst case of fucking pink eye you could ever imagine.
Oh.
Or you can pick up STDs. Can STDs be found in your urine, or is it too hot?
They probably can. Why not? That's the business end of where they come from sometimes, isn't it?
But I mean, just the temperature of your urine. Like, is that hot enough to kill?
I think bacteria and virus love warm, right? How do they live in your body? The body temperature is perfect for life. You are alive, right?
True.
So, yeah, it's perfect for bacteria. And
can there be STDs in your urine?
Urine is not sterile, by the way. I'm not a doctor. This isn't scientific advice. But that whole thing you heard as a kid that urine is sterile, no, it is not. No, it is not.
So it said one of the primary limitations of urinalysis is its inability to detect all types of STDs. While it is effective for identifying certain infections like chlamydia, gonorrhea, or trichinosis, trichomoniasis, and other infections may require different testing methods, such as blood tests or swabs. So yes, you can get STDs in urine, and I guarantee you, out all the piss, that much piss, somebody's got an STD. And now it's yours.
Hey, St. Bernard Sanders is here, everyone.
Oh, hello, everybody out there.
Former senator from Vermont, now practicing attorney in Clearwater, Florida, by our buddy Hulk Hogan. I had a question for you. That guy that dove into the pee at the Cubs stadium, he approached you about his lawsuit. He was going to sue the Chicago Cubs, and you did take on the case, and then I quit paying attention to the story. How did that end up going for you guys? Did you guys win? Did they dismiss the case? How did that go with the pee slider?
Well, after I finished dry heaving for 20 minutes, I took on the case. I couldn't help myself. Urine, I get to go in there, sniff around, be in my element. It was the case of a lifetime. And yes, we won.
Was it a big cash award, or did they reward you guys some other way? Or
well, as you know, I only take payments in assholes to sniff, and I had my fill. And my client, he got $25 million and the worst case of chlamydia in the eyeballs that I've ever seen.
Oh my gosh. And is he gone on to do good things with that money, like help a community center for children that want to learn to break dance, or has he done great things with the money?
Well, he hasn't spent a dime yet because the swelling and the pus will not stop coming out of his eyes.
What is his prognosis? When do they think he'll be out of the treatment center?
Well, by the smell of his asshole, he'll be gone in about 5 years.
Gone like dead, or free of the treatment center?
Oh, yes, he's out of here. And before he left my office, I had him leave it all to me in his will.
Oh, so he's headed to the big urinal in the sky then, huh?
Oh, yes, his asshole told me that.
Now I heard this case was hard for you emotionally because as dogs, you do like to pee everywhere, and you guys don't have a lot of problems with urine. But for humans, it's different. How were you able to handle that cultural difference between dogs pissing on fire hydrants and everything? How was that for you? Was it a weird thing for you?
Well,
I'm sorry.
Let me try it. I endured. I endured a lot of discrimination. They said, "Here comes the dog. Watch out! He's gonna raise his leg and contaminate the crime scene."
That is classless, and I disavow that. I'm sorry that people told you that. I'm very sorry about that.
Yeah, me too. But I got to smell 400 different types of urine.
Now, I heard a little controversial thing about evidence tampering. And since the case of settlement's over, there's no double jeopardy or anything like that. Did you go back to that big urinal trough and slide in it yourself? Because people were saying that online. TMZ had a thing on it.
Oh, that's a lie. Don't believe anything you see on the television. But I did sniff the ground in front of the urinal. You have all types of smells off the bottom of your shoes, the pubic hairs, the toenails. It was a smorgasbord for the snout.
All right. Well, thank you for filling us in on the backstory there about the big urinal slide guy. What is your number again? If people are looking for a good attorney in the Clearwater, Florida area?
I'll give you the backstory, the front story, any story you want. But if you want to reach me, Bernie St. Bernard Sanders, you're going to have to reach me at 1-800-LET-ME-SNIFF. I don't win unless I can get in.
All right. He doesn't win if he doesn't get in. Guys, 1-800-LET-ME-SNIFF.
And by that, I mean your ass.
The great St. Bernard Sanders, everyone. And I put the number there on the screen, 1-800-LET-ME-SNIFF.
Yep.
If you need a canine attorney, if you find yourself in trouble in the middle of Florida there, and you need an attorney,
and you're not afraid of paying in the weirdest way possible, that's your guy. He has a great track record. I think he has 100% wins for his clients. And he's not only in Florida, he recently started going national.
Oh,
so
really?
If you want to pay for him to be in the crate in the belly of the plane,
oh, wow.
He'll do that.
I heard that he was teaming up with Lassie's grandson. I didn't know about that.
That's a dynamic duo.
Yeah.
Because, Lassie could find anything. So
his
Lassie's eyes and nose and ears, and Bernie St. Bernard Sanders.
Right.
With his legal prowess. Watch out.
I like the old phone number, 1-800-SNIFFS a lot. I like that one.
But he has to change it because people start calling and pranking.
Right.
They're not serious cases, so he had to move on.
Enter discount code K9.
Yeah, he forgot to mention that. Discount code K9.
Yeah, discount code 1-800-SNIFFS a lot, guys.
25% off.
Yeah.
Just go ahead. Discount code.
And YouTube, it's a joke. I don't want anyone to really call that number. I don't even know if that's a real number or the right amount of digits. I didn't check.
I feel like that's his number.
It's a bit, YouTube. We don't really know a talking dog attorney, just in case you're wondering.
Well,
if you could see Jericho's mouth moving the whole time, YouTube. Oh, shit. I hate the censorship stuff. It's so stupid.
It's ridiculous.
Clearly, it's a joke. Oh, God, I skipped ahead a bunch. All right. Okay, we're doing good. We're doing better.
Yeah.
Okay. So, yeah, he goes over here to meet Big Boss, try to get to the bottom of things. Sorry about the whole getting drunk and, making it with that hooker last night. His old lady. And I like how he has that one girl just giving the world's worst massage the whole time.
Yeah, all soft and shit. Maybe that's how he likes it. And she's like shaking and shit, scared with the tray. She's bringing him some tea and
stuff. A little bit of his own stuff here. Now, I know you can't smoke cocaine, obviously. Maybe
yes, you can.
Well, you have to turn it into crack. You can't smoke. I do know that.
They put cocaine on stuff. So like sometimes they'll put in cigarettes, and sometimes they'll put it like on a bowl of weed.
Learned that if you burn cocaine, the alkaloids that make people high are destroyed. But when they turn it into crack, then it's able to sublimate into a gas, and the alkaloids are preserved at the high temperature. That's what I learned from my father. Told me about that. My father knows a lot about chemistry. So I don't know. Could be wrong.
Sounds good. Sounds right.
But that's what
my knowledge of crack is limited.
Crack is cocaine. You know what I mean? It's cocaine that you can smoke.
And baking soda.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I remember when I worked at Pizza Hut in the 11th grade, I was a junior. a guy, I was a kid, I was 16, a guy who was, 25, 30, had just got out of prison and he got a job there at Pizza Hut. We're standing there making pizzas. There 2 men could fit at the counter where you put the pepperonis on and all that. And he was a weird guy and he told me he was on acid. And every time he flipped a pepperoni on the pizza, they would flip over and they had a screaming mouth on the bottom, dude. He was like out of his mind. He really told me this. And then he said, hey, kid, you want me to tell you how to make crack? And I'm like, no, that's cool. I'm not going to make any. So what you do, you get a glass bottle, you get the cocaine, you get some baking soda. He gave me this whole recipe and the flame and this, how you cook something. And I'm just like,
just in case.
If you're wondering why you're 40 and you're making pizzas with the 16-year-old for $4.25 an hour, I may have some answers for you.
It's like this kid looks curious.
That was a ghetto-ass Pizza Hut I worked at. I remember we got a new delivery driver, and she was like a good-looking, 25-year-old white girl, and she was pregnant like a beach ball. And she just showed up one day working. No training, nothing. I'm like, who's the new lady? And they're like, oh, she transferred from store 509 or whatever. I'm like, what happened? So, the manager there got her pregnant, so they don't want to work in there anymore.
Whoops. She got relocated.
Yeah. So he gave her a stuffed crust, but she would have pregnancy months. I shit you not. I was just a cook. I wasn't a delivery driver. I was just making pizzas all night. I was making it great. And I would look over at her sometimes and I liked to catch her because she would do it a lot. She was the delivery driver. She'd pull the pizza out and cut them, put them in a box, take them. But I would catch her, pull it out of the oven, and eat like a sausage or a pepperoni or two.
Holy shit. That's
take off a customer's pizza. I saw that lady eat like 2-3 hot wings out of the box sometimes.
Fuck.
You probably put a few extra, like cooked yourself some.
But don't they give you guys free food on your break, or at least at a discount, right?
Yeah, we were the boss, Marty Middlebrook. She was the manager. She would ask us around dinner time, like, what do you guys want to make? You can make yourself 2 larges for the 2 chefs, like make a couple larges and share them. The only thing you were not allowed to have was soda, I guess, because it was a money thing. But you were allowed to have. You couldn't make hot wings, but if there was a botched order, you could eat them. So we'd take all the messed up food and we put it on top of the oven so it would stay hot. You know what I mean? And by the end of the night, there'd be boxes of hot wings, but there'd be so many pizzas because there would be screw ups or people wouldn't show up or they didn't, something happened. So, but yeah, I remember that pregnant lady. She would pick off pizzas coming out of the oven, dude.
That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah. I told you about this on the show before, but I have to tell it again because it was sad. We had a guy, he was an immigrant from Iraq. He escaped the Iraq war in 92. And he was like an engineer or a scientist or a doctor in Iraq, very prestigious. And he's driving delivery truck pizza here in America because, his degree didn't transfer here. His name was Farhad. He's a nice guy, hardworking family guy. And they would rush the drivers like, hurry up, faster, 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 get the orders out. And, guy didn't have time to pee. So he delivered a pizza to an apartment. And then in the dark at night, he peed over by the dumpster or by a bush or something. And I guess some Karen was peeping out her window and saw him peeing in the bushes and called our store and told on him and he got yelled at.
What a
the kid, I felt bad for him. He peed in the bush. He didn't I know you shouldn't do it, but it was dark and nobody saw him. And, I don't know.
I hope that was his last pizza before he went back to wash his hands. Put some dick on your pizza.
He's just diving through the urinal.
Yeah, and then going to grab pizzas.
No, he has the pizza in his hand and dives through the urinal.
With the box open. It all just gets fucking.
Kara's going to go bye-bye. Go to bed in the land of Michigan.
Peace out.
So, good night.
Thanks for being here.
Good night. All right.
So yeah, we're almost there.
We're getting there.
Wait, I need to get more ice and water.
Okay.
I'll be right back. It's
okay.
Still 90 degrees here.
So 90. Jeez.
I will be right back.
Yeah. Okay. So Bruce Lee, he's over at Big Boss's mansion, and they're talking a little bit here. What the hell's going on? Trying to make nice with the bad guy, but they want to bring Bruce in, and it's not working. And he had his drunken night with them, and that did not go the way he needed it to go. But you know what? I'll hold on. I'll wait for Jericho. I'll wait for Jericho to come back. Let me show you guys something else real quick. For those of you that came in late, Dean Cain, All-American Lawman, Volume 2 is full go. Here's a snippet of the cover. I finished the cover today. It's outstanding. I have some other. I'll show you another cover I have. Hold on. I'm going to be announcing about 4 books at Comic-Con. July 24th at the San Diego Comic-Con. That is the day it kicks off. That is preview night. And I'm going to be having a party downtown San Diego, just a few blocks from the San Diego Convention Center, at a place called Bar Basic. My buddy owns this bar. I've had many events there during Comic-Con. And then I have a booth, a real, like, not a little artist alley table, but an actual booth at Comic-Con for Big Man Comics. I have that there. And I want you all to come down, everyone who's in the area. Please come to this party. It's going to be really fun. It's July 24th at 7 p.m. at Bar Basic. That's on 410 10th Street, I believe, on 10th and J. It's on the corner of 10th and J, just a few blocks from the San Diego Convention Center. So if you're at Comic-Con, you can walk to this thing in 5-10 minutes, depending on how the traffic is downtown. It is a zoo during Comic-Con. I think like over 100,000 something people come to Comic-Con every year and stuff like that. It's the biggest Comic-Con in the world. But we're going to have an awesome night there. I've done plenty of parties there before. For 7 years up until the lockdowns, I would have a fundraiser the opening night of Comic-Con. This won't be a fundraiser. This will just be a meet and greet. There's going to be some pretty famous people, I think, that you guys know. I've already got a few confirmed. A few other confirmations are pending. But I think in a week, about a week or two, 3 at the most, I'll have all the details ironed out. And we'll let you know about this awesome event at this awesome place. It's a pizza restaurant and bar during the day, and it transforms into a sexy nightclub at night. It's awesome. It's called Basic. I had an event here last year with Jericho and Dean. That booth right there that I'm wiggling the mouse on, me and Dean and Jericho were sitting right there doing a Q&A with fans last year. It was a really fun event. They have insanely good pizza. It's New Haven, Connecticut style, thin crust. It's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous. So, yeah, I want you all to come down. This is Basic. It's very industrial kind of look to the inside of this. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, yeah, you'll get to see some cool art. We might have some giveaways of some items, some rare items. And you'll get to meet me and some other people I'm affiliated with. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's July 24th, which will be my 46th birthday. So I would love to see you guys there for that. That's going to be a hoot. And then, of course, the rest of the days, 25, 26, 27, 28, that is the convention itself, Thursday through Sunday. I think we're 1705 is my booth for Big Man Comics. Come down there. And we're going to have some big announcements. Me and some of my friends who shall remain nameless. We're going to be debuting some really, really fun, some cool comic books, and just some great stuff for you guys. So please check that out. And now, back to
our show.
We return to the Wednesday night movie, The Big Boss, starring Bruce Lee.
Starring Mr. Bruce Lee. So he's there at the boss's house again. He's like, hey, I still haven't got any answers on what the fuck happened to Shane and the other dude. And excuse me, he goes, oh yeah, really? I haven't heard about this. What's going on? Well, and he calls some of the dudes in there. Hey, how come I wasn't told about this? You guys get out there and look, search high and low, and don't come back until you find something. And Bruce is like, oh shit, okay, yeah, all right, thanks, man. I appreciate you doing it. It's like, oh, your guys' safety is my number one concern. He said they probably found some women and got drunk. And they're drunk in the street somewhere. So don't worry, we'll find him. Sends him on his way, and it's total bullshit.
All right. So he goes back home with Chow Mei, and Shirtless Joe, and gives him the no news. He doesn't have anything to tell him. Everyone is fed up, and they're all very, very irritated with the situation. Yeah. The kid that found the crack or the cocaine, he's missing. Big brother, I can't remember his name.
Shane.
I want to call him Shen. Shane, he's dead, but they don't know he's missing. And Bruce ain't got to the bottom, and she's giving him crusties. She didn't forget where she caught him, by the way.
No, that didn't escape her memory yet.
No. It's the kind of thing you wish a woman would forget. Turns out, women have a very long memory. I brought up a girl from high school the other day. My wife.
Oh man, come on.
I stupidly mentioned some girl that liked me. Asked me to go to the prom with her, and to my defense, I didn't go to the prom with her. She asked me, and my wife got cranky about it.
Yeah, I don't think that was the way your wife was looking at it. Well, he didn't end up going, so.
This was 28 years ago. What do you want me to do about it?
Not bring it up. It's a rookie move, man. Don't ever bring that shit up. Or keep doing it. Fuck it. Maybe you're a glutton for punishment.
I'm just wondering why 28 years later this shit would matter.
It's never going to end well.
So he's getting crusties from her. He hasn't figured shit out. People are missing. Things are going bad. They're finding cocaine in the ice. So he says to himself, fuck it. I'm going to go back and talk to this whore again. Why does he go back? Why does he go back to the house of ill repute?
He goes back to get information. He's starting to hit the streets himself.
Yeah, I bet he went back for information.
Yeah, this time he did. Chow Mein was like, "Hey, you do that again, fucking out of here."
Yeah.
So
he goes back. This woman doesn't know nothing. The only thing this woman knows is the bottom of a bottle of Hennessy. That's all she knows.
Yeah, she's like, "Hey, since you're here, you know what I mean? Round two,
suck it from the back."
You know, I do from a biz act. So I was like, I might as well get one more. So then this is where shit gets sad.
Right.
While he is hitting the streets, when he finally goes out and actually starts looking for shit, now all the Big Boss's henchmen come with their faces covered, which is always kind of scary when I was a kid. And then they just start knifing the shit out of everybody.
Yeah. So they go to his home. She's
Yeah.
like hanging laundry or doing something in the yard, and they show up, these bad dudes.
Yep. And they fucking no, I don't think they kill her.
No, they don't kill her.
They don't kill her, but they kill Shirtless Joe. They kill everybody else in the
They
house.
kill the little kid. They
kill the
kidnap
little
her.
kid.
They kill the kid, dude. What the hell?
Yeah,
come on.
Sure did.
Come on.
And so
Now,
everybody's wiped out.
This scene. He comes here. He goes into the ice house. He's digging around the back. He finds some cocaine. He smells it and tastes it.
Well,
and then he gets into a fight, and he finds the body in the ice. Right? He finds the dead guy in the ice.
Well, hold on. Wait. Hold on. Go back to when Chow Mei's in the front yard. Yeah, right there. So after they knife everybody, he comes back and he's walking through the dark because, it's at nighttime. And, everybody has those like silk sheets or like, sheer sheets that they have, to keep the bugs out, but keep them cool. And he's walking through and it's dark and he takes his shirt off to get ready to go to bed. And he slips and falls. And then he slips like, what the fuck is this? And he looks and he's like touching with his hand and it's all over his pants and his shoes. And he looks and it's blood and you see that it's coming from under one of their sheets. And so he pulls the curtain back, sees all the dead people, but Shirtless Joe,
that doesn't happen yet. That doesn't happen yet. We get the fight scene at the cocaine place first.
That's right.
Right.
You're right.
So what you're saying for sure happens, but it happens after.
Yeah.
And
so then he goes.
He finds the cocaine, like where they're making it and all that, and he got to give a little sniff,
That's the only way to know.
I don't do cocaine. I just love the way it smells.
That shit smells delicious, though.
And then he finds the guy that originally found the drugs. He's frozen in a block.
No, that's Shu Shane.
Oh shit, that's Shu Shane. I got to turn my head sideways. That is Shu Shane.
He's trying to he's like Shu Shane.
Right.
Like, oh shit. And so he's looking and he finds the other guy in the ice.
Right.
And then he sees the drugs, so he takes a knife out and he starts stabbing at the ice. You can tell it was real ice. He stabs at the ice and then takes out another like half key of cocaine. So then it's like, then the music's like dun dun, like, oh shit, he gets it. It's about drugs, and then the lights come on and it's the Big Boss's son, pink shirt, but now his yellow shirt. And it's all his dudes, and he's like, you've been sniffing around long enough. He's like, you're gonna die. He's like, get him. So they're all, fucking got those big, like, sharp ice things that, like, grab the ice block and sticks and bats and axes and chains. They just fucking went to Ace Hardware and, like, just grab shit.
Now,
So
he gives these guys a beating, but there's a Wile E. Coyote moment here.
There is.
And I don't understand why it's in this movie because it doesn't really fit the tone of anything else. It's very strange.
And something else that's also unique to this movie, I guess he's killed guys. Yeah, but no, Enter the Dragon was later. So this is 1971. So I think this is his first movie. This was his first movie in Hong Kong. So you're seeing him, but if you don't see him in order, like I did when I was a kid, I saw Enter the Dragon first. You don't see Bruce Lee like stabbing people, but he stabs like 12 dudes in this movie from this point on because they all have weapons and shit. And he has a knife on him. So you don't ever see him do any more knife work, but he fucks these dudes up. And like he stabbed one guy's on the ground. This is the guy he's stabbing him. He's on the ground. He pulls a knife out. I think it's the next guy after this he kills, but then he gets like blood spat on him. Like, so a lot of blood shit. And then he gets cut, in the arm, but all superficial shit. So they go outside. They're surrounding him. He's fucking these dudes up. He's fucking throws the flashlight one dude's forehead, and like busts his head open. He's one of those big ass metal 70s ones. And he's beating their ass until the last henchman, he fucking hits him and he goes through the side of the barn. Like,
what is this though? Up
It's the
until
guy
this point,
the guy with the hat.
But this movie's been pretty realistic up until this point.
Yeah.
And then they're like, you know what? If we got a jigsaw and cut out a human-shaped hole in the wall, that'd be funny.
That would be hilarious. Or
It's weird.
maybe they're showing. I don't know. It's not really showing his power because you know how hard you'd have to knock somebody through a wall for it to leave that fucking
But
cutout.
it would never do it. The harder you hit him, the wall would explode if you hit him with enough force. You know, like
This is ridiculous. I don't know if this is comic
I
relief.
don't. I feel like the director and the writer and the producer just had long arguments about this shot. They're like, no, the cutout stays in the movie. It's like, no, it doesn't make sense.
I think he was having problems with the director and the producers on the movie on set. So maybe this is something he didn't want. But this is absolutely ridiculous. But it brings us to a really cool kill. The son. So the son, you can see he gets him a cut on his arm. You can see the blood spatter on him from stabbing that dude. And so the son, he makes quick work of this motherfucker. He ain't no badass. He can't fight. So he chases him and they start running. They start fighting right there next to the barn where the cutout was. But then the son, he runs away. So he's running first. Bruce Lee runs past him, jumps up on the next level, like on the ice machines, and beats the guy there. So the guy gets up and Bruce Lee, like, boom, boom, hits him a few times, knocks him back. And then the dude, he has a knife and he tries to stab him, and Bruce Lee hits him 3 times. He hits him once, like up here, like under the throat, into the gut, and then fucking one more to the gut, twice in the gut, kills him. And it's cool because he falls, but he's like face down and his head's kind of like hidden by the piece of wood, and you just see the blood running down. He fucks him up.
Yeah.
So his son's out of here. The big boss's son is out of here. So he gets home, and then that's when he slips in the blood and notices that everybody's been stabbed. And it's very like house paint looking blood, but it's 1971. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, I noticed so many of the old 60s, 70s, the blood looks like house paint. Like I was watching the French Connection. The French Connection 2, I watched it. It was still a pretty good movie. It wasn't as good as the first. It was good. And then the informant gets killed in the alley, and it just looks like Crayola paint, you know, preschool paint. Shirtless Joe's dead. Little kid's dead. Chow Mei's missing.
Yep.
The big brother guy, he's already dead and frozen. Like, this is terrible. You know,
lost everybody.
And he goes down to the little waterfall where she did laundry, Chow Mei, to like sit and think, and what am I gonna do? And then this is pretty sad. He has like this ghosted vision of them laughing and being the great family that they were at the waterfall there. And he's like, damn it, that tears it. I'm gonna go settle this guy's hash. So,
yeah, and he blames on himself. He's like, it's all my fault. I would have just kept my promise. So he feels really bad. So not only is he angry, but now he's like fucking guilting himself. So So he has now the last time he was there at the big boss's house was German Shepherds tried to attack him, and he was like jumping in the air super high, so the dogs couldn't get him. So he ends up jumping out of the way. So this time he shows up to the big boss's house. He's on the outside of the wall. So he has his jacket over his shoulder, and you can't see it, but he has a bag of chips and he's chewing on chips. So he closes the bag, he looks at the wall, kind of assesses it, and then boom, jumps over. This is like at least an 8-foot wall. Boom, goes jumping over the wall because he's already established that when he was jumping from the fucking German Shepherds. And so he jumps over the wall, and when he lands, he fucking starts eating his chips and walking across this big back lawn. And so the guys fucking walk up to him, they look at the boss, and the boss like nods, like, go get him. So it's like, I don't know, 5 or 6 dudes. And they walk up to him and he says, go on, get out of here. It's not your fight. And so they're like, fuck it. So they keep going toward him. So he has his shirt on his right shoulder and the bag of chips in his left hand. And so he has a chip in his hand already. So when the 2 guys walk up, he throws the bag of chips in one guy's face and his jacket in the other guy's face, kicks them both in the balls. And after he kicks him in the balls, he fucking throws a potato chip in his mouth. It's kind of fun. That was a cold ass part right there.
He just has a little bit of swagger going. My wife is in the chat. She says, Gabe brings up, I said the girl that liked me in high school. Bring it up because I liked playing with fire. Now, Jericho, let's be real here for just a minute. As men, boyfriends, husbands, it is a little funny when women get jealous, as long as it's not serious. As long as it's something stupid, you know. So my wife had a dream, and I did something in the dream.
Yeah,
and she got jealous, and she was like grumpy with me in the morning. And to me, that's actually funny. I don't feel bad. It's not real.
No, I think it's ridiculous.
Has your wife ever had a dream?
Hell yeah. And then she gets mad that I'm not taking it seriously. I'm like, so it was in your dream? Like, I don't fucking care. Like, this and that. I'm like, who cares? It was in a dream.
Now, I would like, would you get mad at your wife if she had a dream about you where you were like in love with Nancy Pelosi or something?
That it would be, she would get served papers in about 24.
You and Nancy Pelosi were just sucking face. The two of you.
That's a bridge too far, woman. You take it back. Take it back.
If you making it with Nancy Pelosi would guarantee Trump another presidency, would you do it for America, Jericho?
No, I don't know.
Are you serious? You don't love this country enough?
Not that much.
Jeez.
That sounds good on paper, but when the door's closing, it's me and my wife at home.
I'm saying this is unmarried, Jericho. I'm not asking you to break your vows.
Oh, unmarried? Yeah, I'd take one for the team, but
okay,
I have to see some notarized paperwork saying that I'll be well compensated.
Oh, you don't want to get ripped off afterwards.
Yes.
Well, Jericho, it turns out it didn't work out.
No, fuck that. I need some written paperwork, notarized official paperwork stating the payment for doing that to my pins.
The Ferg says, "Is this a safe space to tell Miss Ferg's dream about me? As long as it's funny and not graphic,
Yeah, of course. Yeah. It always involves cheating, some stupid shit like that, or ignoring her.
Not sure about his wife hit him because of this happened to everyone.
Yeah,
you wake up and you're like, "Good morning, honey," and your wife's like looking at you, and you're like, "What's wrong?"
Yeah.
So, you were being stupid in my dream.
Yeah, or I was calling you and you were just ignoring me, and you were walking.
You and her were just laughing and running off. Like, yeah, it wasn't real.
You mean in fantasy land? Yeah. Okay, in your fantasy land, yeah, I did it. But in the real world, get real.
The Ferg says it will be a lot to type, but here it goes. All right.
Lay
it on us, Big Daddy.
So while you're typing, the Ferg, so Bruce,
I like this now. He looks like he's on like one of those gay fashion shows. Like he looks very.
Hey, you're gonna give me some parakeets. But I mean,
Pablo and Carlos, my pet parakeets, and they are sassy, and they don't give a damn.
They don't care. Well, this one's trans, and the other one's LGBTQIA. Blah, 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 blah. So I always took this as a kid as like this was showing two sides of him. Yes, he's a murderous, drug dealing crime boss, but he has parakeets. Two sides to him, softer side. So Bruce Lee dispatches all of his fucking homeboys, kicks a couple of them into the fountain, he cut two of them, like just cut their shirt. Warning, you get out of here. They needed more. So now he's shanking them, now he's killing them. And so he beats all their asses. This dude kicks them in the fountain.
He looks completely unhinged here.
Yeah. Well, his whole family, remember.
Right.
His whole family's dead and Chow Mei's missing. Right. So he runs.
She's as good as dead in his imagination.
Yeah. So he's fucking jump kicking this dude into the fucking fountain. And then the last guy's pretty cool. He kneels down on one knee and throws a knife behind his head and hits that dude with the knife and fucking kills him. Those guys are lucky, the ones that are able to get up. Those guys are lucky. It fucks that dude up.
Can we talk about the birds?
Yeah. So then the big boss, he takes that bird cage and he throws it up in the tree and it hangs on the branch. But it does that 70s like reverse film to where it like reverses going up there when it really fell. Yeah. And again, 1971,
Right. Remember we watched a little footage of Teen Wolf 2 and the guy like jumped up and just rewound it where he flew up.
Do you love me? Yeah, that shit was fucking horrible. You want to see a bad movie that I bet you can't get through? Teen Wolf 2.
Teen Wolf 1 is bad too. It's not.
No, Teen Wolf 2 is way worse.
Oh, it is worse. I turned it off. Teen Wolf 1, I watched it and I was like, what the hell? This sucks. Teen Wolf 2, I turned it off after like 20, 30 minutes.
I guarantee you can't get through it. It's that bad.
No.
But
it can't be worse than Junior. Junior's the all-time king of bad movies.
I'll see Junior and raise you Bulletproof Monk.
I'd rather watch Bulletproof Monk. I'd rather, at least there's action in it. At least there's fighting.
So he throws a birdcage up on a tree branch, and then Bruce Lee takes a knife and throws it and fucking knocks the birdcage down, falls and breaks, and the two birds fly away. And then the big boss looks at him like, what the fuck? I love those birds. So now it's on. Now we got to square off and they like go around, circle each other.
This
And
is
they're getting ready to
badass,
go.
man. The face
Yeah.
off and the circling. That's badass.
And you show like Bruce Lee adjusting his feet, the Big Boss adjusting his, and they do the 70s. What is it? Spaghetti Western. Zoom in on the eyes. Boom, 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 boom.
Right.
So they zoom in on Bruce Lee's eyes or Cheng Chao Wan. They zoom in on the Big Boss's eyes, and then boom, it's on. They start fighting and shit. And the Big Boss is pretty good. He's pretty good. He's throwing some punches and kicks, and he's fucking kicked Bruce Lee in his face. But Bruce Lee is getting the better of him. He's whooping his ass pretty good. There's a couple times they fly up in the air, and Bruce Lee, the Big Boss pulls out a knife, so he cuts Bruce Lee on the leg right there, cuts him on his stomach, and he ends up just taking his shirt off again, the classic fucking taking his shirt off, blood on his fucking abdomen and shit. And so he's like, he gets the guy in the
I like this.
Yeah, he really picked him up. You see him the whole shot.
Yeah.
It's a continual shot. He picks him up off the air and puts him over his head. Of course, there's some choreography there, and the guy knows where to grab and all this shit, but Bruce Lee still picked the motherfucker up over his head. And so that girl, the scared one who delivered the tea, she lets Chow Mei out. And she goes, look, they're fighting over there. Call the police. So they call the police because they're finally going to blow the lid off the Big Boss man and the girls and the drugs and the fucking kidnapping and all this shit. And then it goes back to the fight. And he's cut Bruce up pretty good. With the knife, he got him on his back. And then they take it to the ground, like they're grappling with their feet and shit. They take it to the ground, and they get back. They're right there. They're going to the ground. And then Bruce Lee, they get back up. And he does a classic, I'm going to stab you, fucking, slow motion, getting closer and closer. And he kicks him off of him. And they get up, and he picks up his jacket to wrap it around his hand to, get away from the knife. And so he does that, but then he catches the knife and he ends up cutting the jacket, and they both fall back on the ground. They get up, and then, the end is near. So that reverse film shit from the, Westerns and all that. He takes the Big Boss takes the knife, and he's holding it down by his side. So he's kind of flipping it underhand. And he's going to throw the knife at Bruce Lee, but Bruce Lee falls on the ground, kicks the knife. The knife goes into the Big Boss. And then in the version I saw growing up, you didn't see his fingers in his chest like that with all the blood. It was just the knife. And it would edit that part. So it cut away right when this part came on. So he gives him like the 10 fingers of death. He basically shoves his fingers inside of his chest. And all the blood is just fucking well, again, how did he knock him acting style through the fucking barn?
Of fury.
Yeah, both hands. So you see the blood go rushing from under his shirt and shit. He just fucking, and the boss is just sitting there dying. Not over yet. Probably the best part. Throws him on the ground, straddles him, and just starts boom beating him.
Just beats him to hamburger.
Bam, left, right, until he collapses.
And you get this POV too, the worm's eye view from the ground up of just him throwing blows down.
Yeah.
And he beats him so severely that he just crumples in a heap on top of him.
Yeah.
Just falls, like almost passes out on top of him.
He fucking beat the shit out of him, and then the cops come, game over. And so, actually, they pick him up, cuff him, and he says, "I'm so sorry, Chow Mei." No, please don't take.
And the cops come, like all great action movies. Cops show up at the end.
At the end, come running there. Those weird foreign sirens coming down the driveway. They all show up.
One of the themes in this movie is Bruce Lee learning to not be violent, right? He got kicked out of his home and had to come to Thailand because he was fighting. Here he's fighting, and it caused some trouble for his friends and family. And at now we're at the climax here. He's defeated Big Boss, but these cops are coming and they have guns. So if he wants to keep fighting and resist arrest, you know what's going to happen. And she yells to him, "Please surrender," because he's sitting there like on his hands and knees, or on his knees, not his hands and knees, on his knees, like flexing, like deciding, is he going to fight these cops to get away or whatever?
Yeah, what am I going to do?
And he decides to just put his hands behind his head, and they cuff him.
Because it could go either way.
Yeah. But, so that's like his character arc of learning to not be the ultra violent man. And they cuff him, they walk away, and they hit the credits. And that is Big Boss.
Big Bush.
Hey, it's the Big Boss. Oh. So, yeah. How many Bruce Lees do we have left? So we did End of the Dragon. We did Fists of Fury. We did Big Boss. Now what else do we need? Return of the Dragon and Game of Death?
Return of the Dragon and Game of Death.
Right. And those are the big
I'm torn on Game of Death. but we'll talk about it.
I think it's worth talking about just for the historical aspect. It's not a great movie, but I don't hold it against the movie makers. What could they do?
Yeah, they died like halfway through production.
All right, they didn't have the technology to fix it back then, and what they tried to do, it was their best effort, but it's bad. It's bad how they tried to replace him, and none of us could have done better at the time. It's just what it was.
Yeah, but it's bad.
Yeah, I turned it off the first time I watched it. It was pretty unwatchable. So it just felt weird. So what are you doing there? You organizing something, or is there a mess? Or
no, I'm fucking. There's some flies in here, so I'm shooting with my bug assault.
Oh, yeah, with the assault guns.
Yeah,
I don't have one, but they seem cool.
The hell of fun. But yeah, I'm just fucking dying in here.
Oh goodness. Okay, well we'll let you go in a minute here. Is there anything you need to promote? Anything coming up? You got any events on your channel or anything you're up to?
Tomorrow I'm going to be putting out heavy content, so be on the lookout for that. Of course, give me a follow on X at @green_Jericho, at JG Talk on Instagram, and that's it, y'all.
All right, and then I wanted to show you this, guys. I think I told you last week my daughter was producing her first stand-up comedy show, and she killed it. They had a great show. And Vicky Barbalak was the headliner, and Vicky is a regular Jimmy Kimmel's Club in Vegas, and she's known many for years. They both were associated with Pauly Shore's family and all that, and so we'll be heading out to Vegas for Minnie to possibly do a spot at Kimmel's Club.
Crazy.
Yeah,
congratulations.
Well, Vicky invited her. I don't know exactly how that works, but I suppose Vicky could have her do a opening 10 or whatever.
Yeah,
and yeah, that'd be awesome for her. So
a tight 10.
Yeah. So congratulations to her. Guys, go to bigmancomics.com and get yourself a copy of the first printing of Dean K. and Lawman. They are almost sold out, and when those are gone, they're gone for good. And please follow Jericho Green's house, his interview YouTube channel, the regular Jericho Green YouTube channel, JG Talk on Instagram, and Green_Jericho on Twitter/X. I am Gabe Tape everywhere on social media except for Twitter X. I am Big Man Comics on there, but you can still find me by writing Gabe Tape. And subscribe to us on everything there. We're going to have some great guests coming up. Matthew Marsden will return. Dean Cain's going to come back out. We're going to talk Dean Cain, All-American Lawman. And Tyrus will be joining us on the channel in the next few weeks, hopefully. I talked to him about it. He said he was into it. Tyrus is one of the busiest men I know. Him and Dean are like some of the busiest dudes I know. It's always like, can you come on the thing? And they're like, yeah, but let me check my schedule. So we'll get Tyrus on here, the great pro wrestler, Fox News commentator, all around funny guy. We'll get him on here, and then a lot going on with Comic-Con. So make sure you're following me everywhere on social media to find out what it is we're up to this July. Because I love Comic-Con. That's a home game for me because it's San Diego. Yeah. I live in San Diego. That's home. That's a home game. So yeah, the Wafer and the 199. Absolutely, shout out to the 199. That is the Geeks and Gamers crew. Those are awesome people. I'm going to be on a related channel on Friday with Dean. I think 9:30 in the morning Pacific time on Side Scrollers with Stuttering Craig and Blabbering Collector. So that'll be a lot of fun. Tune into that over on YouTube. And anything else, Jericho? Is that it?
Actually, speaking of Matthew Marsden, I just uploaded my interview with him on Green's house. Sat down for about 1:45, covered it all: movies, his beginnings, life, marriage, kids, singing, modeling, acting, producing, all that shit. So make sure you check that out as well.
Yeah, Matthew Marsden is Jericho and I are just getting to know him in the last few months. Great dude, solid dude. He's our guy for sure. So, all right, guys, we will talk to you next week. Return of the Dragon.
Yeah.